miss you when I'm breathing in too deep, yeah. Am I just your little secret? I didn't hear the sirens. I didn't wanna see the warning signs, and now I pay the price, yeah. Oh, I should've known. It hits me like a tidal wave every time you say my name. It hits me like a tidal wave. It hits me like a tidal wave. A tidal wave. Tidal wave. Tidal wave. Tidal wave. I was so blind, waiting patient on the shoreline. Now you're leaving, but I know you got your reasons too. I didn't hear the sirens. I didn't wanna see the warning signs, and now I pay the price, yeah. Oh, I should've known. It hits me like a tidal wave every time you say my name. It hits me like a tidal wave. It hits me like a tidal wave. A tidal wave. Tidal wave. Tidal wave. Tidal wave.
I am wasting all my time. I'm messing up my mind. I only need someone, and I'd be waiting for a sign. I'm ready for your touch. I'll never be that guy. I think there's something in my eyes. I cannot see your lies. You think that I'm surprised? Fall back into your trap. Send me your eyes. Don't you think it's time for something else? I asked for something more. You gave me so much less. I wonder why I stayed.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another stream. Hope everybody's having a wonderful, beautiful day. Boys, we got ourselves music back up. Hold on, lower that a little bit. Yo, yesterday duels we had in EU. I'm actually going through some of the footages, and my god, dude, you boys actually popped off last night. It started off weird too. It was one of those games where I thought like, oh no, is it just gonna be rogue games from the get-go? But the boys popped off, man. I loved it. I loved the variety by the end of it, man. And I'm wondering by next week, because I'm wondering if there's a lot of people out there still playing classic hardcore, right? Like Kraga, for example, and his entire crew that regularly join the duels. The entire crew is on the hardcore grind right now, yeah? So I'm wondering, like, he said by like September or so, he should be back to like regular business. And we might be doing some collab stuff with him. By the way, chat, real quick before we get started, I did try to see if I can make the rogue set kind of work with the shoulders and the belt and the helm. The helm on this set with this like kind of like, I wanted to go for the colors that match the set. So there's a little bit of black, a little bit of brown in there, right? A little bit of like bronze, and then prominent red, and that's all I came up with. That's about the best I could do. The helm, you could also swap out for the mask for the helm, and it works pretty well too. I just prefer masks because I'm not a big fan of like the big howl helm, but like the helm is good. It doesn't look bad at all. It almost has like a blood fang to it, but like the color schemes are a little bit more particular than I thought. I thought surely that I would have an easy time putting something good together, and this is the best that I can come up with. What are you guys' thoughts on it? I got the priest set, I got myself the paladin set, I got the rogue weapons. Those don't really match with the shoulders and stuff, but they will match with another set. And I got the weapons because I thought like, okay, bone part adds a little bit of that like tan thing to it, but then there's a little bit of red, and they don't look bad either. So this is actually a transmog that I was just like looking through stuff, and I was like, all right, well, what like fits well together? I tried this on a male model. It looks kind of okay. It looks much better on the female model. I think it's because I like stance or whatever. So then like the pockets in the what is it, the around like the utility belt or whatever pop out a little bit more. It just looks good, man. I liked it a lot. But yeah, let's get the groups up and running over for the NA tonight, boys. Hope all of you are having a good one. What's up, Talk? What's up, G? How you doing, my man? Hope you are having a wonderful, beautiful evening, boys. Let me get the music a little bit louder in my ears, just because I like it like that. Rate my own? Yeah, hit me with it, man. Oh, you're in? Wait, hold on. If you're gonna be in, I can actually peep it. Yeah, if you guys walk in, let me know, man. Let me take a look at ya. This will be fun. It'll be a bit of that 5V5 1v1 DUELS and a transmog competition at the same time. Someone checking in real fast. Howdy. Oh, what's up, Jonathan? Hope you having a good one, my guy. Hey, what have you been, my man? I feel like we haven't done keys together in a bit, guy. But then again, I didn't have a stream. Was it Wednesday, and then Thursday still was a day off, so it was like a double day off for me. So I was kind of AFK this week. I am, dude, 10-1-7 finally here, but even better than that, 10-2. Hopefully we'll be hitting PTR. How you doing, Chicago? That's the last person I thought I would walk out of here. I mean, it makes sense, right? You'd be out here, but it's just like usually I'm not in the same phases as you guys ever. I love how the dance is so desync, by the way. It is absolutely desync. Shot is here too. Dude, how many homies are here? I say we put in a group together. Chat, groups are listed right now. Chicago already got one up and running. How many do we have? 2. We have Boris and we have Night King. Boris. If you see this, join Night King. Join Night King. Just take your 3-man on queue. Sign up. And that's a 5-man group right there. Chicago has it listed in Raid's Legacy, right? Or what do you have it listed in? Custom? Custom. Oh, that explains it actually. Chicago, you have it in custom. Hold on. Hold on a second. Oh. The work was nuts last week. Hell, man. You know what? Hopefully it'll be easy breezy once like 10-1-7 is here and once 10 what is it, 10-2s on PTR. You know what I mean? Like right now is the time to grind because nothing's really available in WoW, but the time for chill should hopefully be soon upon us. You know what I mean? Hopefully those good days should be upon us very, very soon. Group listed it. I just swap it. I think I did, right? Let me peep. Yes. So groups are listed, boys. If you guys want to join, groups are listed. We got Chicago over here. I could probably go through all my stuff. Oh, well, we got boys. Let's go. So Night King's already put in a group together. I want to see how Frost Death Knight works, or if he's going to be playing some Warlock. I want to see that as well. Where is the thing? Important. There we go. Important links go here. I really got to clean up important links. Also, I use the Discord chat as like a notepad for video stuff. And apparently I've hit like a max amount of channels you can create, because every video, every new script is a channel, and I just type up everything I want in there. But I've been doing that recently, and it's just like I hit my max. I didn't know there was a cap, but Discord is like, yo, too many. So I'm just like going delete. You can't even delete them in a single go either. You can delete them like all at once. You just have to go delete one by one. What's up, Duaniac? I like your mog. Like I always like that kind of like a wolf hat thing from Pandaria. That was a good set, man. I feel like that was not underrated, but I do think a lot of people skimp over that one. Like it was a good set from rogue perspective, but not a lot of people like remember that one. That's a good one. I like the dark version too, but like, I guess there's only like, what, like, there's like not only a few variations of that one, isn't there? Hold on, I'm sure I'll find it here if I look through it. Pandarium. Because they have lookalikes. Yeah, here's one, two. Yeah, there's all like, what, like dark with a little bit of red, dark with a little bit more dark, and then like white-ish. That's about it. You know, monks at least got like, what, green, orange, hazel-ish or something. You know what I mean? At least there's like some color schemes in there. But this is just like dark, not dark. That's really it. It's just like they all blend, you know what I mean? But that was like when they had like, what, normal, heroic, LFR version of stuff. Dal, my guy, what's up, Shane? How you doing, man? Hope you having a good one. Yo, these songs, dude, I'm not vibing with these. I'm not vibing with you at all. Get on in here. Alrighty, boys. How to join. Here we go. Groups are listed. I like that one a lot better, Demoniac. That's a good set, man. I'm a big fan of that one. I used to rock that on my Rogue. I just like WAD was a weird expansion, but that's a good looking set, honestly. Like with those spikes and the helm, and I even like the non-elite versions, you know? I thought those was solid. But Chicago's got a group, boys. You got yourselves Reflex and Boris in that group. They need Uno Masa. Will be good to go. Who was online actually? Is C-Mark online? Because I saw him online yesterday, but I wonder if we'll get him in here. Chicago's in, Boris is in. Beast, does he want to join? Beast, do you play? Do you PvP at all? Do we get Beat in here too? I could ask Beat. I feel like we haven't had that guy join in a while. Adept, he's a PvE Andy. Happy Feet, also PvE Andy. Jerdis, I don't remember if Jerdis is a PvE Andy or not. John Buck, also, that's another guy that I was asking the other day. And I don't think he has anything. Kargath. Hey, Karg. Hey, Kargath. We got 5V5 1v1 Duels up and running, my guy. In case you wanna join. You know what? Garaber is another guy that I need in here, man. Gara, I never see him in these duels anymore. He was on last night. Yeah, on last night. Kevin. Kargath. Kevin, is he in? Hey, Kevin. Hey, Kevin. Got 5V5 1v1 duel groups up if you want to join. Last swing in Series PvP was back in Wrath. Yo, like way back in the day, or like when Wrath Classic came out. Yeah, Wrath Classic, dude, that's a whole nother beast, man. That's some fast meta. Kargath is down to join. Who needs help? Hold on. Does Night King get help? Hold on, I need to. Okay, apparently you can like squeeze that together. You got a 5-man. Hold on. Only you want to show him Mogs? Hell yeah. Chicago got a group listed in LFG. Back in the day. Hell yeah, my guy. Hell yeah. Yeah, dude, that I feel like that would have been such a fun time to play back in Wrath when it was like fresh, right? Going back to playing Classic now, I feel like the meta is all solved. But like being there for like the first time discoveries, you know, Shadowlands was a weird expansion. We can all agree, right? It was a weird time, especially when it comes to PvP. It was a little uneven, but like finding some of the builds out there and making stuff work was kind of fun. Like I always enjoyed that, right? You know, being there for the discoveries. And I feel like when playing Classic, you just don't really have that. You know, maybe it's just like a shallow of like an excuse to not go back and play. But I don't know, man. What's up, John Harp? How you doing, man? Hope you having a good one. Bro, I'm old. I've been playing this game since the launch. I wish I played it since the launch, man. I miss Wrath and I miss CBC and I miss all that stuff, man. All of it. I wish I played back then. Because I feel like I missed out. Like, everybody says Wrath was like the peak of WoW. I would have loved to play back then. Also, that would have been great for content, man. Like, when you think about YouTube stuff, like, that's just like a side thing, honestly. That's just a side note more than anything. But that would have been so good, being able to start way back then. 5. So we need one more for Team Chicago and it'll be good to go. Cool. Kevin also is down to join, which is awesome. Is this working nearby again? Or Demonic, did you get him? That's scouting for me. Did you get that guy? Where is him? I don't see it. Blind. I'm blind. I'm blind. I can't see. I have no idea. But it was a Nightborn rogue, not a Night Elf, right? Okay, so Night King is ready. We just need one more for Chicago. Chicago got a 5-man actually. Hold on, Chicago, we're good to go. Are we dueling somebody? I think we're probably dueling somebody right now, aren't you? Yeah, I'll let you do your thing, honestly. Okay. Okay. Team Chicago is ready. As soon as I get the word, we queue. Speak of the devil. Speak of the beauty. Hey, how you doing, bud? Okay, hold on. Kevin is down to join. Okay, groups just filled. But as soon as there is a spot, I'ma message you. Okay, if you guys drop somebody, if somebody leaves for any reason, let me know. Wait, is that beat right there? BDK? Why you look like mud? I know, like, it's not like Mud owns the mug or anything, but I feel like he just wears them all the time. Apparently, somebody also, like, on someone else's stream was just like, "Wait, why you wearing Dalaran's mug?" And they changed it. Apparently, like, somebody wore a mug. I don't even know what mug they were, and somebody told them on stream or something. It was like a streamer or whatever, and they were like, "Wait, why you copying Dalaran's mug?" And they changed it. They were like, "Oh, I didn't mean to." And I thought to myself, like, it's not like I own a mog. Wear whatever the hell you like, fam. I just wear sets sometimes. Imagine I just, like, wear the rogue set, right? The elite set, and people are like, wow, I just got 800. Somebody tells you, hey, why are you copying? I feel so bad about it. Dude, wear whatever you like. Hell yeah. I'm ready. Hey, dude, we're gonna both Baldur's Gate tonight. I'm excited, man. Baldur's Gate has been such a good game, bro. Man, I don't know, dude. I tried to tell you guys yesterday, I tried to give Starfield a try. I had to get a refund. They even let me, dude. I wasn't playing for way more than 2 hours. Usually there's like a 2-hour period. They were generous. It was crazy on Steam. So Twitch just wasn't quite what I expected. Chillpill's gonna be back in as a Frosty Death Knight. They got buffed up last week, but you would never get to see the man play. He was out with the boys. We got us is the Outlaw. I'm liking the Wild Man set. We got us as Calamity in here. Light Messiah. Oh, I'm liking this. I like this set, the Avenger, man. Well, hold on, you were about to grab your weapon. It look like it. And Lucy joining back in over from Moonguard. Gotta be Chillpills back against the wall as Flex swapping over to the Feral Druid instead as Flex bites. Big Deep Breath is available for Chillpills, or rather Big Dragon Strike. Got himself Wraithwalk. Looking for the big obliterates. Chillpills should noticeably have better sustained damage this time around. Remorseless Winter should do a lot of more damage. Remorseless Winter Stone should be a lot more effective. Frost Fever damage is a little bit stronger. And I think like Frost Strikes is also a little bit more effective. So if we see him Frost Striking, even though this is Death Knight, you're probably going to prioritize Death Strike in most cases just for healing. Big damage on the flex though. Big Oblitzer coming through is going to be a wall to go with the Thorn Chillpills. Trying to be a little bit more careful. AMS to counter the Thorns for a little bit, but it doesn't stay long at all. And that's full set of bleeds on him. Still Thorns active on the Feral Druid. Got himself a bit of Leechborn, so maybe he could go for a bit of healing, sacrificing the gold. Both of them super low. Chillpills try to see if he can maybe combine a stun off of this one. Silence on the flex, but the man tried to see if he can just leave the man bleeding and get the hell out of there. Might be a death back type of situation. Chillpills just gonna have to back up out of there and is looking at defenses right now. If Flex goes in for a full reset, right now for Flex, this could be a good situation. Try to see if he can deny the Feral Stealth. Is going to drop a Death Decay on him to get him out of stealth. Got himself a little bit of damage. Full burst available for Chillpills. Needs the stun off of this one, as it is a maim hitting him right now. Stun into Flex, but does get hit with a Rude. That's going to deny him a little bit of the burst, a little bit of the control. AMS for the Thorns. Try to see if he can fight right through it. Flex super low. Good Venomous game. The bleeds do end up getting him down together with the Bear's Thrashes. Oh my goodness. The upset with the Outlaw. Is the Outlaw going to be up next? Full Cyclone, but it's going to be a muted trick out of the Rogue. Does he have a kick? He does not. Knockback by Flex. Pistol shots to follow. Does end up kind of swinging around, piercing past the Feral Druid. Yo, we got to give Chilled another go, man. SC's back in as an Arms Warrior. Gouge breaks out of it. Try to see if he can stay on this the Outlaw, and is able to stay on him pretty easily. Big execute as a Vanish comes out for the Rogue. as he actually still bleeding, put himself back out in the open. Banner down, big bleeds are up onto the Outlaw. Maybe look at that Cloak of Shadows to remove the bleeds if he's running the right talent. Going in for a bit of that Shadow Dance together with the ambushes back to back, able to pierce past SC's armor, which is going to be super helpful to a evasion to follow. Does get the Spore Cloak blocking for him. That is his emergency healing situation. Short stun by SC, as there's going to be a grapple hook by the Rogue. Trying to see if he can stay on him. Gouge. No Zerkas for this one. Outlaw does get to make his escape for just a moment. Smoke bomb to create some line of sight. Maybe he can utilize something off of this one. But it's mostly just trying to see if he can get away from SC. And it looks like the man is still getting a couple autos through the wall. If the Outlaw is playing that crippling poison, he could go auto attack through the wall, but he's not doing it if that's the case. Trying to see if he can go for some sinister strikes into a kidney shot, trinket out of the warrior, disarm onto the rogue, blind onto the warrior as the damage comes through for the rogue. This is a great situation. The warrior, if he can reconnect right now, he'll be in a fantastic spot. The rogue does end up mounting up, utilizing the mobility to stay ahead of the competition. Quick sap. I didn't realize that. See, did he just randomly stun him, or were you out of stealth? I'm not even sure. If that was a random stun, that was the best stun in the world. It's gonna be a cheap shot. Blade rush, vanish to follow, try to see if he can juke him out, picking up the eyes immediately, staying on him as soon as he sees the eyes. The Outlaw guy, if anything, is staying in there, is staying in combat as best as possible. May not be running that vanish or that Cloak of Shadows that can prevent some of the physical damage and give you an extra dodge stun. Onto Light Messiah immediately, big damage to follow. Got himself a banner in case there's a Hodge to follow. Big bleeds, Light Messiah maybe looking at the bubble right now. That's gonna be his shield. As soon as he sees the Spore Cloak, he realized exactly what's going on. He was like, okay, maybe I gotta just calm. Wait. Is he done? DC? I'm not sure what happened. Trying to heal. I think something had went wrong. I mean, that one still goes to a C, but I think something did go wrong. Maybe it was just so stunned, like, wow. That was a lot of warrior damage. I should have maybe pressed summon add-ons. Oh, okay. Wait, whoa, Burrow, what are you... Okay, as long as you're not... Oh, I like your mug. Wait, that looks insane. Oh my goodness, no helm, but I don't like Alexu by Lucy. Trying to see if he can get himself a big setup versus SC. Big fear onto the pet, as well as the Zoen, as it's gonna be Lucy. Some of you guys might have caught that. Gonna be big damage onto the monk, real quick. Fist of Fury blast, and now it add the warrior, and that's gonna be quite a bit of damage by the warrior, forward by the monk, but doesn't really go anywhere. Might be in a bad spot. Karma, maybe his last resort. SC, does he just fight through the Karma with a parry, maybe? Disarm onto the monk for just a second. Needs to limit the amount of damage he's taking. Parry is gonna be up as he got himself the shield. He's just trying to see if he can fight right through it. Blades, and Lucy does end up going down. This whole team is just getting massacred by this pint-sized warrior, but the man just got the biggest slams out there. Though the rogue secret technique does end up taking him down fairly quickly. Demoniac as an assassination this time around, like to see it. Full bleeds are up onto Calamity, goes in for a cloak, most likely playing that Veil of Midnight, so removes all those bleeds. Being able to remove the bleeds off of a death mark is kind of troll though, man. It's just a straight up bubble immunity right now, and it's crazy good. Not quite bubble, but basically as close as you can get it. For Rogue, oh my god, you kidding me? Gonna be Spore Cloak really early on for Demoniac. Does Calamity run one? He does. It does end up activating a little bit later, but he does get him forced out. Demonic tried to see if he could find him. Playing really aggressive. Might actually be the play. Does not have a trinket though, so he's in a bad spot. Picking up the ice, at least he wants to make sure he has the sight of Calamity. Smoke Bomb, trying to use that in order to close the gap, but no, they're not. Oh my god. They're using Smoke Bombs to create for each other line of sight. That's going to be both of them getting each other into combat. Cheap shot on Demonic. Does not have a... Does have a cheap death. Blind. Calamity still has a trinket. Unless you randomly trinkets, Demoniac, there's no way. Yeah, there's no way. There's no way. There's just no way. That Shadow Strike at the end, too. I think it was a cold blood as well. Chicago, second to last over for the team, too. Ready to go as an enhanced Shamansman. I'm loving this whole Shadow Flame and Lightning that you got for your weapons, by the way. That looks fantastic. Calamity does get caught out with a quick route around the corner. That route totem is super helpful, but is not able to get Calamity out in the open unless, wait, Summon gets him out in the open. I'm not really sure exactly what. Earth Elemental just surrounds him with all the pets, making sure the rogue does not get himself an easy way out. Cocoshot is coming back up for Calamity really soon, unless he just goes down here. Oh, the cheat death does keep him alive. Cloak of Shadow's last second kidney shot into Chicago does not. No, he does have an escape. Hold on, massive technique into a cheat death. What is that eviscerate? I was thinking maybe he'll just gonna keep going. He got a fat crit. Look at you get back in there. Super aggressive. Does he just live this? Evasion to follow. Gouge in Chicago. Chicago looking for a bit of recovery. Got every defensive in the world. This rogue has no outs unless he can somehow get away from the Earth Elemental. If Chicago just walks at him, wall, got a root around the corner. The rogue can't even connect. He's just gonna beat up by the Earth Elemental as the healing is up for Chicago. Recovered at 38% of the happening. The rogue still got a reset. What is the Earth Elemental doing? Huh? Can someone explain? What was the Earth Elemental doing? He was literally next to the rogue, beating the guy up with his big old rocky hands. What, those pillows for hands? Like, this is not even hurt? Doesn't even not register as damage? I don't understand how the rogue got a reset. I am actually confused. I am not gonna lie, I am confused. Gonna be an attempted route for Chicago, but it's gonna be sad by the rogue. At least get himself an opener. No trick for Chicago, so it's gonna be a go for the rogue. Does have a vanish coming back up in 10 seconds. Needs to make sure this go is good. Big tech. Trying to see if he can go for a big tech. It doesn't go to a bit of damage. Does not chain stuns as he wanted to. Could be a pre-wall for Chicago. It just goes in for root and rogue. Vanish is available. Does go for a kick. It's going to be that wall. Has to find a way to fight through while the wall's active. Cheap shot. Is that going to be enough though? Trying to see if he can survive this. But Calamity does end up taking it. Well done. Well done. This is going to be Cloak of Shadows by Calamity before Hodge comes out. Goes in for a gouge to Pearl. I do wonder if Pearl already won for Hodge. Shadow stepping around him. Calamity just doesn't want to let this guy out of his sight. Getting the shot. Super ballsy in here. Cheap shot just keeps playing. But he's going to need to find a way to make an escape, dude. He's not trying to, like, play it super safe. But those cheap shots to lock down Pearl, get a couple of Shadow Strikes in, rotate some cooldowns, not a bad option. Dots got himself a reset. Trinket back up. Evasion available. Blind coming up very soon. So for Pearl, he doesn't have a normal trinket to break out of an XCC, but he does have Bop and Bubble. Calamity does not have an out. So he's gonna have to find a way to make the trinket, evasion, and blind work. But also got Shadow Blades as well as one set of dances coming back up for Pearl. He could get in there. If he finds the right angle versus Calamity, he could deny the sap, almost walks into a sap. And there that goes. For Calamity, he's buying himself some much needed time. Has himself a Shadow Meld. Could use that aggressively. Blessing Protection. Can't stop it. Does have a trigger for it. Evasion. But that's all that holy damage that you can't really dodge. He could maybe go Shadow Meld and try to Shadow Meld, but Brid's broken out immediately. Consecration to follow gouge for last second as the immunity does break. Vanish came back up last minute. Is it still dotted though? Because Blade of Justice sometimes does leave a burning effect on a rogue. Looks like he is out. He's clean. No more outs though. Pearl still got himself a big immunity, so Calamity got to find a way to past it. Can he do it though? Rogue hasn't been taking the DK. Honestly, I don't disagree with that shield. I don't disagree. Yeah, I think that's a little like, that shouldn't be a thing. Like, if anything, I always saw DKs, and that's from a rogue perspective, you guys were always like juggernauts. You guys were always like super strong. Like Paladins were less tankier than you guys for a good bit. But if somehow it turned it around, I am honestly okay if Death Knights were a little bit tankier. At least Frost Death Knight. Because I feel like Unholy can, I do agree with Shield Pills on that front. At least Unholy can like do damage from a distance, and the pets and the dots kind of do stuff from afar in the safety. Because mobility and distance can be huge as a defensive. But Frost really got to get up in melee, and I feel like if you're that kind of class that needs to be in melee, if you're a little bit tankier, I think it's not that bad. Personally. I don't think it's that bad. As Pearl trying to see if he can find his way past the rogue. Still got himself a bubble. Gonna be Calamity. Nope. Vanish coming back up little by little, actually. Shadow Strike. Trying to see if he can get himself reset. Stunned by the Paladin. Maybe this Word Crusade just ends up overtaking. Does have a Vanish last second. Blind. Into a kidney shot. Trying to see if he can stay in. There goes the Vanish most likely. Wait a second. No. Vanish somehow denied. He pressed Vanish. Blasted out. I think it's just over for Calamity. Unless he somehow lives it. He's dodging these hammers. He's dodging the attacks. Getting the shot last second. Does he have anything to follow? Oh. I honestly thought maybe Calamity was going to squeak out a victory there. So close though, man. So close. You lived for so long. Well done. 3 for the warrior, but 3 for the rogue as well. It glitched. Wow. I don't know what happened. Yeah, your Vanish got stolen from you. I'm not kidding you. That Vanish got stolen. It looked like it was going to be a reset. Sometimes Vanish does do that though. You kill Vanish and it's just like, oh, okay, sure, we'll give you Vanish, but like it doesn't actually give you stealth. It gives you like a Vanish buff, but no stealth. I don't understand it either, dude. It's just cheat death. It does that to cheat death too. It steals it. Let's get us another one going, man. I'm sure Calamity wants another I'm sure he wants a rematch after that one, dude. Let me know if the groups are ready. Night King is ready in Chicago. Let me know if you've got 5, or if you need more bodies, I can get Kevin into your group. Kevin is looking for a group. And I'm sure if I go through my friends list real quick, I'll probably get a couple more bodies interested. So we should, at least on an A, never be short on bodies. Never. What's up, Carlos? How do my man? Hope you have a good one. Feeling great, Jake. Feeling pretty good. A little bit like sickish, but like not enough to like not stream or anything. I think it's just like not sleeping well. That's all it is. I gotta work on that. Do better than that one. Well, it is both ways, where the classes with no armor that are somehow the hardest to kill and have the strongest defenses. I do think there needs to be like a uniformity, right? If you wear plate armor, there should be like, because I feel like along cloth classes too, pro swapping, awesome. I'm cool with that. But like, I do think there should be some uniformity, right? If you wear plate, you should have some kind of a standard, just how tanky you are, right? It kind of applies for PvE content pretty well. Death Knights are generally tanky for PvE. Paladins are tanky for PvE. Warriors don't really fall over that easily unless they get hit by one shot. But like for the most part, they could survive stuff. Putting them in melee is like, it still could be like rough, but they're generally gonna live. They're generally gonna do fine. Like arms warriors used to be in a weird spot, but like the game of buffs for like AoE damage, raid wide damage, so you don't bleed out, you know. But then there's like hunters who die or fall over, but shamans and evokers can live okay. Then clothies are probably some of the tankiest when it comes to PvE content. Like all of them. Between priest, maybe not priest for like holy, but like shadow priest got dispersed, right? Mages got that immunity, or like a 70% DR with the new ice bug they have, where they don't even stop their rotation. Wall, dark pack for warlocks, you know what I mean? I do think for PvP there needs to be like a standard though. In PvE, I think DK is unkillable, it'd just be a one shot. Yeah, Death Knights are pretty strong. They're not in a bad spot. Like if you take one into Sark, I was about to type in Sark. Death Knight would live Sarkaret just fine. Let me get the fan up and running. Like Sarkaret, or even like Echo. There's a lot of like AoE raid wide damage, but like a Death Knight P1 is pretty rough, but a Death Knight shouldn't die in P1. If they just press AMS and then press IBF at some point, and then the AMZ, like even if they don't press anything, you should press cooldowns, right? There are some moments where you should press cooldowns, but like you don't bleed out like a hunter would. Let me get the fan up. Yeah, it's just like I don't know, man. I feel if they could do that for like 10.2, I'd be happy. If they're like, all right, let's bring some uniformity in here, tanky classes. But like, what is it? You got leather classes like rogues, druids, monks that have like a lot of cooldowns, but they're generally can die in a stun, which is like, okay, well, that's how you offset that. You know what I mean? Clothies maybe have like one big defensive, but then they just kind of can bleed out over time. You know what I mean? I don't know. I think it'd be cool. I think it'd be nice. I think like common sense stuff like that would be good. I think the community would like stuff like this. Okay, I don't even know how my audio is doing, but we'll get this up and running. Switch. Calamity, a little bit of rematch versus SC. SC never really get to get a full go versus Rogue, starting off with a stun, going in for big damage, trying to get the big bleeds in there. Blaze Storm to follow. It's going to be a Cloak of Shadows really early for Calamity before the Deep Breath or Dragon Breath. Dragon Roar. That's actually could be huge for the Warrior. Got himself in a secret technique, locking down the Warrior, back-to-back cheap shots. SC is going to have himself the big defensive proc and really early. Fear onto the Rogue. Does he have a stun to follow? It most likely wants to go for big damage, I imagine. No Avatar for the moment, but it is going to be a stun onto Calamity. Big bleed is up. Calamity might be in a bit of trouble. Vanish to follow, but he is going to be out in the open, trying to go for Sippy Cup. But these bleeds are brutal, especially if you're trying to heal the Dragon's Roar. Not going to feel great. Trinket for Trinket. That's going to be another Ward Breaker, or rather Class Smash for SC. Calamity does bail out of there. Second Vanish has been used, is still bleeding. That is going to be Smoke Bomb. Using that to get away from SC, but I think the man is still bleeding out right now profusely too. SC just needs to catch him. No trinket available, so for Calamity, the next stun is going to be a deadly one. He got himself Secret Technique, Shadow Blades at the ready. For SC, honestly, maybe picking up Eyes may not be the worst. That or a random leap. Gotta find a way to stop the Rogue immediately. Get a shot right after. Maybe he could have went for a disarm, but he did not expect the Shadow Strike. Mad Secret Technique. Big Eviscerates does pick up a little bit of healing blind to follow, though. SC does, or Calamity rather, does need to go back in there. There is going to be a Warrior healing up full. Second win, kicking in. Calamity realizes this. He's charging out, trying to see if he can get a couple of stabs here and there. If SC can get over there and disarm the Rogue, does drop down a banner in case it goes in for a stun. But now he knows he's going to be out here. Kidney shot at the ready. Stormbolt does cloak it. That is going to be a stun from the War Storm into a parry to follow Bladestorm before he go for a kidney shot. Maybe this is where the Rogue could be in a bad spot. Parry is huge right now for SC. Catching up a bunch of healing. I don't know if he's got a bleed on him or not. But Calamity tried to see if he could bail out of there very, very quickly. Got himself the line of sight as well as the distance to be able to catch a reset. Unless some way, somehow, SC does end up catching up. Sap to follow does have a Zerkers. Maybe a leap. Does he catch up? No, might just have to go for the eyes, though. But for Calamity, this is actually a pretty good spot. Got himself evasion, vanish ready, shadow strike. It's going to be a bleed by SC, though. Does it connect? I think it did. Evasion to follow is going to be a stud to follow. Does get a slow into the Rogue. He knows the Rogue is going to go for a kidney shot any moment right now. Trinket not available for a good bit. Cheap shot instead. Most likely has himself the big tech. No, cheap shot, kidney shot. No, does go for the tech. I think if he would have gotten for reflect early enough, that actually would have been huge. Does go for the advantage, looking for the reset. Has a C blood up to make sure second wind recovery is a little bit more difficult. He does have the bleed at least offset into a small shield, but he can't really go for a full recovery as of this moment. For Calamity, he just needs himself a bit of a breather. Cheat Death is available, Trinket available, Blind available, so at least he might be able to create an escape opportunity for himself. But if SC can lock him down, big enough bleed, Stormbolt, that's going to be a Trinket for Trinket, cheap shot right after. SC needs to pick up a little bit more healing. Try to see if he can catch up to Calamity inside the smoke bomb. Does get shadow stepped out into a Bladestorm. Calamity try to see if he can escape him. Might be able to charge. Does end up intercepted him. Vanish last second. So he does end up picking up Vanish at the last moment, doesn't he? Cloak Shot is really, really early to remove any bleeds. That's going to be banner down. Calamity is going to have to focus on that as soon as possible. Parry up for SC. Is going to be a blind. No way out of this one. Calamity does have a few bleeds. Does have himself a little bit of health. Cheap shot, but it's going in while parry is still up. That is going to be still DR for SC. Big damage to follow. Does he get to pick up any healing whatsoever? Fear last second does pick up a little bit of health into breaking out of that gouge very, very quickly. There goes the Sporkler for Calamity. The executes are in. Try to go for maybe a juke. Does it get to cheat death to follow? Are those bleeds going to be enough though? Hold on a second. Does he win this? Calamity trying to live. The bleeds are pretty brutal. Getting him out of stealth. Gonna be a leap for the warrior. Calamity does try to go for a sit pick up. The bleeds are still on him. If SC can get back in there, stun lock the Rogue, take him out quickly. Eyes are active. If he can just find himself the angle versus the Rogue, he could end it right there. But the Rogue always has himself a chance to get himself out of this situation. Zerkers could be used. Could use Zerkers maybe with a leap if he times it right. Unless he's just being patient, unless no Zerkers is available. Maybe no Zerkers at the moment does have himself reflect in case a secret technique is going to be out and about. But definitely not aware where the Rogue is at. Going for Blaze Storms a little bit on edge as Calamity is catching up a little bit of healing. Shadow Strike, Shadow Melt to follow. Cheap Shot Rafter. And the SC might be in a bad spot unless the secret technique doesn't do nearly as much damage as Calamity is hoping. The Rogue is going to go for a quick hit and run. Does put bleeds on SC. He is using himself the Battle Master Trinket, trying to see if he can leap over to Calamity, but doesn't quite connect. The Rogue is safely in stealth with a smoke bomb to give him a little bit more cover. And SC unable to properly recover. Trinkets are coming back for both of them. Vanish not available for Calamity. For SC, proper use of parry here might be huge. Does get the Rogue out with a banner. And it's going to be a Stormbolt. Does not get to connect. Then it's going to be feared for Trinket for Calamity. Trinket also for SC though. If he gets to catch up to the Rogue, have himself a proper go. Maybe blind right after. Oh, does end up stabbing him though. I think hits him with a Shiv in order to try to see if he can keep him in combat. Maybe keep him dotted, but get away from him at the end of the day. And SC just trying to go for, I don't really know if he needed to Avatar there, but maybe just trying to burn Avatar just to give him some mobility. Still dotted though. He needs to have a go versus Calamity. Stun. Next secret technique could be really brutal. Does go in for the big bleed onto the Rogue with evasion up and running. 14 seconds until the Vanish is back up and available. Cheap shot right after. I think it might be over. I think Calamity may just have him. Spore Cloak is the only thing that's standing between him and victory. Does end up taking about immediate gouge onto Demonic as he approaches with the Garrote. And this is where he doesn't have a Cloak of Shadows. If Demonic goes in for a full death mark, he's going to get full value. Now will be the time to do it. Full death mark. Rogue's fate is sealed. Cheat death not available. Calamity's just going to bleed out. Unless he's got some in the last second. Does get a Spore Cloak activated. Still bleeding though. Bleeding profusely. I think it's just over, right? Unless you get a sit pick up. If you got a sit pick up right now, I think it might be okay. If you get maybe a re-stealth or something, I think you may be... Or maybe he's fine. Hold on a second. Maybe Demonic should have went a little bit more committed. Is it still bleeds? There's still dots on him. If Demonic is careful. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Oh, he does get himself a full reset. Or Maybe not. Maybe he still was bleeding for a good bit. I don't even know. I can't even tell, honestly. Does have himself smoke bomb into a shadow mode for just a second. Gout into demoniac. Does have full dots on demoniac as well. Needs the calm points for kinder shot. Cheap shot instead. Big eviscerate. Cheap shot right after. Super the yard. Demoniac just needs a couple more globals in order to take him down. Cloaker shots for Calamity. Demoniac backing up out of the blind right after. Calamity does not have a trinket for this one. Does have a blind of his own. Cheap shot for demoniac, does go in for the vanish to make sure he gives himself a proper go, and does end up taking out the other rogue. Man, there was a lot committed there, wasn't it? It's the outlaw, dude. Why do we have every spec in here, dude? We have an outlaw assassination subtlety. I mean, I love it, but like, you never really get to see it. Gonna be pistols. Try to see if you can add them. Cheat death isn't gonna be enough for you. That one does not really have the damage over time to take out demonic, so that evasion is actually paying dividends. Is able to get himself a little bit of a sippy cup. Outlaw guy trying to see if he can get around. If he can grapple hook around the corner, does get himself the angle. Demonic can't really do much about it unless he got a kidney shot or something. It's gonna be quick run through with a vanish immediately to follow as Chicago. Try to see if he can maybe hit the rogue or something, anything, but isn't quite able to catch him just yet. So the rogue is at least get himself a full reset. We are 8 minutes into the duel. Actually lucky. Yo, I actually want to know exactly what happened there. That was so close, man. You versus the warrior, by the way, that was a fun match. That was such a back and forth, man. That was crazy good. But the outlaw, wait, is it not Chicago next? Maybe it is Chicago. They're just trying to get a nice mod going. Likely. I'm guessing. I'm not really sure. Where he was good. Yeah, he's been in these duels a couple of times. I don't think it's a regular, but he's been joining in like last week and a week before that. And I like watching him play. It's pretty good. There are some arms warriors out there that are actually just top tier. And that guy is super fun to watch, honestly. Full stone into the outlaws. Chicago just backing up out of the rogue. Actually able to do quite a bit of damage even though from a distance. Just gets pistol shotting at Chicago. Got him some evasion for all of these pets. Chicago able to get himself quite a bit of maelstrom thanks to the Raptors. Trying to see if he could swing around the corner. Maybe looking for that interrupt. Does get the kidney shot, but does he have the damage? He got himself the Dreadblade, so maybe could make something happen off of this one. Shadow Dance is not available for a while. Blind to follow onto Chicago as they do going for a Bloodlust. Not quite the most amount of damage out of Chicago. So trinketing that blind is not really worth. Is still able to force out a Spore Cloak out of the rogue either way though. So that is fantastic for Chicago. Picking up the eyes, should be able to find the rogue. If only you could just send your Earth Elemental at the rogue without like flame shocking the rogue. Just send him there, just find him. That would be nice. Lasso, forcing the rogue to pop a trinket. Gonna be a gouge in Chicago. Dusty set up a kidney shot. Because he'd have some dance, he has himself Dreadblades. Because if he's got everything, he could have a proper go here. Kidney shot into Shadow Dance. Shadow Step not available. Does it a blinking over or grappling over towards Chicago. Looking to make some damage happen. Chicago got a big Sunder. Cloaker Shadows for the rogue. May not be enough though. I think may just go down either way. Leap by Chicago. Raptors are on him and they do end up finishing him off. That big Sunder, the Cloaker Shadows that rogue is running isn't available Midnight Cloak. So you can't really dodge or immune physical damage with that one. He can only immune pure magic damage. But that does allow Chicago to break through it with big Wind Fury Slam and crushing the rogue's bones back to back. That's going to be Chilpo swapping over to the Unholy Death Knight. Mages of the Dead attacking Chicago from a distance. Army of the Undead surrounding Chicago. Does go for the Ascendants, looking to maybe pop a wall, maybe even Guardian in order to keep himself alive. Try to see if he can just counter Chilpos with immense pressure of a Shaman. Full damage is ready, but the Reaper is back, boys. Chilpos does go in for the big old reaping. Oh my goodness, it looked like Chicago, maybe that's where they were going to start turning around, but the Reaper was already set in. Soul Reaper, ready to go. Flex Bite's going to be up next. Got to be Army, or are you playing the Army build or Apocalypse build? He might be playing the Necromantic Bargain build, where Apocalypse is more of a dot rather than summoning pets. He's going to go for a quick blind to Flex. Flex with a quick trinket, trying to see if he can finish out Chill Pills. He doesn't really have much health to work with. He's got himself like very, oh! Big execute those stun to follow. Oh my goodness, what? I am amazed you came out of that one. I just thought you had no health, you can't heal, bleeds upon you. Big execute though onto Flexi. Got him very, very low. Quick stun. Doesn't have a trigger for that one. And looks like the Death Knight does end up picking up quite a bit extra damage. Lucy gonna be up next versus Kargath. Got himself the Eagle. What does that even do? If anything, as he's playing the Beastmaster Hunter, Lucy getting hit with a stun trinkets out of that one immediately. Kargath on a bit of a retreat, but it's going to be a hamstring by the monk. Lock him down for just a moment. Fist of Fury flying in as a Karma is in play for Kargath. Maybe looking, is one of your pets Karma? Because it doesn't look like the Karma is on you. Is it? It does have to go for a turtle shell though. At this point, kind of low in health, breaking out a turtle really early on. Still dotted, still taking quite a bit of damage. Does drop down a dire hawk for just a second. Needs to get away from Lisa, but the Zwen is just absolutely clawing you down. And the Zwen does end up doing work actually. Well done. There it is. 2 by triples. I did not expect that at all, man. I did not expect for this man to just absolutely savage out a Feral Druid. Just turned it around on him. It looked like it was just like he walking in. He just got battered by literally the hurricane that is the shaman. Feral goes in, sinks his claws in, man presses death pack. Got no healing whatsoever. A quick reaping, executing the Feral, getting super low. Quick stun, couple of clawing shadows, down he goes. I was not expecting that to be turned around like that. Let's get us another one going here, boys. Yeah. Uno mas. Chills as well as Chicago. Let me know if you boys are good or if you need more bodies. If you need more bodies, I'm sure we'll be able to get somebody in chat that's interested in joining duels. You guys are more welcome to join, by the way. Anybody and everybody is welcome. We do these for fun. If you want to get in here, get some 5-5s in, see how well you do it, you're more than welcome to it. Doing them today over on the NA region. So as long as you play on the NA realms, you're good. Friday are for EU, so if you want to join us for the EU side of things, we could always do it then. I think Pro swapping again, not sure. Good for me, man. Room to join. Stoneblood, we're checking. It looks like Chicago got 5. Chills, let me know if you got 5. Otherwise, it'll be good. If you need more bodies, we can maybe get Stone in here. How you doing, by the way? You have a WoW token keybind at LMFAO. No, actually, it is not a WoW token keybind. It is WoW token icon, but it's not a WoW token keybind. What this does is one of them recenters my audio in game because you're doing the camera, right? Normally when you see when you play WoW, maybe like you got some a different setting or whatever, like whenever your character's next to a fire, you hear the fire based on the character's like position, right? So it'd be to the right of him, to the left of him, but then you walk away, you don't hear the fire. So what this camera thing does when we do spectator mode is the camera listens based on where the camera location is. So if I put the camera close to the fire, you would hear it really loudly. If I put it far away, you would hear none of it. You would hear from left, you would hear from the right. It doesn't matter whether the character is close to it. If the camera is away, the camera is away. So it kind of messes with the audio that I'm not used to. It just like makes me flip out a little bit. So I have it to set up to recenter it. One macro, one of them is to recenter it, and the other, I think is this one, is to reset the UI so that it becomes my default. Yeah. Imagine if I were just like, yo, I'm just so caught up. I'm just so hopped up on WoW tokens, dude. I'm just buying them left and right. Press a button, opens the store, buy a token. Bro, yeah, no. A lot of my gold that I made was either selling BOEs or like when sales were a thing. I like the communities and stuff. Because every guild sold. It was pretty big back in BFA. I mean, sales are back basically, but you just gotta do them like yourself. But we did a lot of, Guild did a lot of sales during like the end of BFA, with Nazat and stuff. It was a community that did us good, and it was one of the communities that also wasn't like, a lot of communities came out and they were like, oh, it turns out these guys were RMT and haha. And it was like, oh man, that's really bad. One of them, they would try to give us an offer. We kind of ran with them, but then they kept doing prices down and we're like, I don't think I like you guys on that. And then there was another one. I think that second one was like actually clean, but all of them had to disband either way then. That first one that was like trying to like undercut themselves. They were basically like Mickey D's of sales. Like they could literally sell you a sale run for like a raid boss down to just like 600 gold, and just like they were trying to undercut themselves. It was insane. Which made no sense whatsoever. Light Messiah first up versus Flex is gonna be a big old blind with a steering glare right after stun onto Flex as he goes in for a trinket for Light. This is cooldowns, this is a trinket, this is wings and everything. Not playing the Crusade though, so for Flexi Bites, using your trinket at the wrong time could be crucial. Normally against a crusading paladin, you pop a trinket, immediate Spore Cloak activating while you're in line of sight. Those hammers are doing quite a bit of damage. Light Messiah got himself quite a bit of range output and overall putting Flexibites on a bit of a back paw. But what I was saying earlier, when you're going for the big crusade damage build, you definitely trinket it. You definitely pop some codens because this is going to be the paladin ramping up. It looks like Flexibites can't even get a proper opener with a stun. Got himself a bit of thorns. Shield of Vengeance for Light Messiah. Flexi kind of super low in health. It's going to be a cyclone. And it's going to be a bubble out of Light Messiah. He's starting to flex. Does have a bark skin. No wall for this one. Wait, maybe. Oh my god, the bubble. But I don't even know if he really needed the bubble. I think a Shield of Vengeance would have done fine, but he does end up catching him. Well done, well done. That's the disadvantage against going against Crusader Paladin. Crusader Paladin, not Crusader Paladin, I meant. Crusader Paladin, you definitely trigger the Crusade button. But a normal Pally usually will have damage inside of wings. It's going to be available more often, every minute. But also quite a bit of damage usually built up outside of wings as well. Light Messiah got him some wings. It's going to give him a little bit extra value. Wall available versus Chicago as they do end up walling this damage as well. As Light tried to see if he can find it. Knocked up in the air. Can't really go for a blind into Chicago. That knock up upwards rather than back is actually kind of an interesting play though. Blind with Searing Glare either way follows through as Light Messiah trying to limit some of Chicago's ability to go for a bit of counter pressure. Wings are down for the Paladin though. Got him some Shield of Vengeance back up and available, so he could potentially just fight it, but looks like he's gonna retreat for a moment, not let the Shaman keep building up Maelstrom, even though the Raptors are gonna make it happen anyway. Gotta be a little bit careful around that Earth Elemental, because right now Chicago just got a little bit extra health to work with, a little bit extra defense. Paladin flying with his wings, literally flying up in the air. That is good for Chicago to go for the knock-up rather than knockback, because sometimes knockback doesn't really do much, but a knock-up does kind of like stop an enemy from, and how high in air does he go too? He actually can't really reach you. He's actually just like out of line of sight. He can't even like, unless you're like a rogue, you can shadow step, which in that case doesn't really matter. The knock-up could actually be kind of good, especially for cast. It's going to be Chicago going in for a bit of damage. Dissension is available. Got himself the Guardian. That is going to be the Sporklock burn through very, very quickly. Light Messiah just cleaving right through. Chicago with a trinket. Lay on hands for Light Messiah. Plenty of health available. Oh my god. The man is just on a run tonight. What is happening? Moon King is going to be up next. Not a Moonkin. Just another Feral Droid. Light does have Blessing Protection for these blades in case he wants to use it. May want to use it early. Did end up using Lay on Hands for Chicago, so maybe a forbearance kind of situation. Pop, unless you got it right now. Yeah, it's over. Well done though. Big damage out of that man. Chill pills on that. Holy, gonna be up next with the Feral Droid. Needs to see if he can deny the Feral a reset. Does have Death and Decay dropping down under him. And as long as he can get a full dodge, the pet is getting sent in. Try to go for a kick. Doesn't quite connect. The Feral Droid apparently is playing Precognition. So if he does get interrupted, he can have himself immunity to cast, which actually could be pretty good. Whether he's trying to escape, whether he's trying to do damage to chill pills, or just avoid CC, even though he's not really a caster class, that could be pretty good for him either way. He could try to see if he can get a juke out, but just go in regrowth outside of cat form. It would be weird, but if he can pull it off, could be good. Wall this damage off, just trying to see if he can tank up versus shield. Massive damage reduction, big healing with that Heart of the Wild, and trying to see if he can go on the aggression for a moment. Not going in for full bleeds onto chill pills just yet, but he's definitely setting someone up right now. Roar for just a moment, just trying to give himself a bit of a breather. The pet does get erupted as Shield Pill summons up a fresh new ghoul to his side, and that's going to be Moonkin still recovering a ton of health. The Frenzy region doing a lot of work. Trinket out of Shield Pills as he gets hit by that Rake Stun is going to be summoning up the Mages of the Dead. Army of the Dead joins in. That's actually a full set of pets available with a Spore Cloak as well, so he's plenty survivable. Big damage to the Moonkin. Does go in for a bit of that Lichborn, so he's looking for that recovery with the Death Coils. And the more recovery he can get with Death Coils, the better his gargoyle is going to be on top of it. Needs to spend as much runic power as possible, especially as SC is going to be up next. Try to see if we can just chop right through Chill Pills. Mad Executes back-to-back. Nothing Chills can really do. Death back last minute. Does go for the trinket. Blind by the warrior as he's trying to stay on top of the death there, but the man's got no health whatsoever. Leap, charge, and it's just over. Just slashing right through him. SC needs to find a way to fight through is the Outlaw, Calamity, as well as Lucy. If he can do that, he'll be golden. And Lucy trying to give him as much of an honor duel as possible, at least let him know he's going to be fighting up next. I do like seeing that. He's going to have to wait a little bit longer. I was going to say, if he's trying to give him second win, he's going to have to wait a little bit longer, but I don't think that's exactly what he's trying to do. SC may just have to go for a parry immediately. Karma form and Lucy could deny SC any kind of healing, by the way, so it would be huge. SC though is getting mad damage on Lucy. Big executes to follow. Needs to be very careful with the Karma. Disarm to make sure he can deny the Fist of Furies. There goes the Karma as SC is able to recover a little bit of health though. Leaping away, that Karma is going to do that ticking damage, not really going to let you catch up. Lucy is given an opportunity to go for Soothing Mist. If SC just trying to play defensive, does go in for Battle Sense. Lucy being very careful with it. It's going to go for Port, maybe a little bit early. Big execute one. Lucy does get himself another Port. looking for a bit of recovery, but did they just go down right then and there? Oh, it does end up getting hit to another execute. Calamity is back in. This man's out for blood. Shadow step towards SC, does not want to give him any opportunity to reset whatsoever. Does have a Sparrow Reflect for that set of techniques off. So those images don't really do nearly as much damage. Trinket immediately for the rogue. Doesn't want to let the guy out of his sight at all. Demoniac up next. Calamity did commit a cloak of shadows really early though. That's going to be cloak for Demoniac, trying to go for a shadow step by the looks of it, but actually is not going to be able to stay on him. Shadow strike around the corner. Can a shot? Does Demoniac go in for full death mark? Right now would be a pretty good. Oh, he's not a death mark gamer. He's a subtlety rogue as well, just like Calamity. Calamity fighting through the tooth and nail here. That's going to be a advantage to follow as the Spore Cloak falls off. He's got nothing left, only cheap death. Demonic is out in the open. Maybe he can land a sap on the guy, unless he's dotted up already with a rupture. He's not, because Calamity gets an opportunity to actually get himself a proper go. Demonic has everything available for this duel. Cheat death should hopefully keep him fairly healthy. Blind as the Spore Cloak activates, trying to see if he can keep the rogue in combat. Kidney shot to follow. Calamity, cheat death is the only thing that may be able to save you. Is it enough though? Secret technique and his cheat death just doesn't do anything. I'm sorry? Cheat death? I guess secret technique just does more damage than a rogue's health bar? So then it just doesn't activate? Wrong or talent, that's sad. I think you're fine, man. But what happened with cheat death? No, you know what? I actually do want to see what build you were trying to go for. But what happened with a cheat death though? Trinket out of Outlaw. Very ballsy. Cheap shot onto Demoniac immediately. Shadow strikes back to back. Kidney shot by Demoniac. Turning it around, but doesn't have the big. I kept thinking this meant as assassination. So I kept thinking, like, I keep looking for the death mark and I don't see it. I don't just think it in my head. Oh, he doesn't have the biggest burst. No, his subtlety. He's got himself hit and runs. He's fine. Outlaw got himself evasion, trying to see if he can stay on top of Demoniac. Honestly, if you can deny the rogue a reset, you'll be golden. You just gotta make sure he doesn't get himself a full reset. Kidney shot to follow. Does he get cheat death? That is the question. Cheat death gives him a little bit of survivability. Cheap shot onto the Outlaw, but he's still playing super defensive. Goes in for a shift, but the grapple that just guns him down in the streets of Blade's Edge Arena, man. My goodness. Let's get us another one going. Well done by everybody, man. Apparently SC got 2 by the looks of it. And my man Light also got 2 as well in the opener. Well done, boys. Let's get another going. What's messaging me? Karga? Something like that. So I might actually, yeah, I mean, I'm not against that, but it's just like, I don't really do, like on a regular, I don't really do like, I don't know, transmog competitions, right? Like I've done them before here and there, but it's just like not really something I'm super interested in too, you know? Like mogs are cool. Looking at you guys in mogs, I enjoy that, but it's not like I have like an obsession with mogs or anything, you know? I don't know. I think it'd be cool though as just like a community event. I'll think about it. How does that sound? I'll definitely think about it. Although I may have something else planned for Sundays. If this thing with me and Kragar works out and if it's a success, honestly, maybe doing more stuff on Sundays. Chicago, are you ready? All right, let's get you guys in here. Let's do some real arenas, man. Let's do Tiger's Peak. Let's get that done. Oh man, there we go. Yeah, I'll let you guys know if you got in your room, by the way. BM was eaten by a beast at the end. True. True, it was Zuen. Zuen did devour that boy. Zuen does a lot of damage, man. I feel like a lot of people look at Zuen almost like a fire elemental. They're like, okay, it's gonna be there. It's gonna be kind of annoying, but I'm not gonna be dead to it. But nah, that one actually hurts. That one hurts. I mean, monks make Zuen copy a lot of their damage over too, so that's pretty painful. But like Zuen by itself, just auto attacking and Jade Lightning and stuff, he has a hard time. Like it's hard to get Zuen off of your back. You know, out of all the pets, they're generally pretty good. What do you know about best class OS thing showing up with Boomy? If you do the best of X class, I'll be showing up with Boomy. It is a best of each class though. It is a dueling thing, but it is basically to find the best of each class. And it's like a whole structure, bunch of competition. There's a good chance you would have seen it if you watched Kragar streams, yeah. But it will be interesting, and apparently you can co-stream. Like I can be which I can basically be in the same party as Kragar. I got the names wrong, and we could spectate both at the same time. I didn't know it was a thing. Basically, it would set it up, and I just join in stream give him a POV, give him a commentary. That's all I gotta do. Chicago opening up on the Rogue, does end up finding him. I think it was a Shadow Strike, but does get countered by the Earthy Elemental, or rather the Root Elemental. Getting shot into Chicago, Secret Technique right after, got himself the Raptors, but these two first live past the Rogue's going. The Rogue's going, already forces out the Spore Cloak. Chicago not super well on health right now. Cloaker Shadows right after, does end up dodging out of the Sunder into a blind to follow. Got himself a little bit of healing over time. Sap right after, maybe looking at shrinking up next. No more blind by the Rogue at the very least, but the cheap shots are going to be brutal. Especially if you got himself the big abysses. Trinket, wall, does at least give you a little bit of survivability. May just have to go for full. Yeah, Guardian or active, maybe even Ascendance. Might force the Rogue into advantage though. Trying to see if he can hold on to the advantage until later. Unless Chicago got himself mobility, he's going to have the Raptors, but it's going to be Shadow Mill by the Rogue. At least able to get away from Chicago. That totem right now could be a Root Totem. Does catch up the Rogue. Going to be a sentence. Maybe can go for a Blast or two. No Wind Blast available. There's going to be a second totem available, though. May end up catching the Rogue and keeping it in place. Gouge right after. At least Chicago got himself a little bit of help to work with. But my goodness, the Earth Elemental at least should hopefully keep the Rogue in combat. Knockback into the Rogue. Got himself a Shadow Step. No knockbacks off of that one. I think it's because of the DRs and knockbacks after. Cheap shot, Secret Technique, mad damage. Chicago kind of panicking, super low in health. Lightning Lasso just to change the Rogue for a second. At least the Raptors are helping to build up a little bit of Maelstrom, vanishing out of that route to follow just to stay on Chicago as best as possible. That's why Chicago doesn't need to be fired by the Rogue. Doesn't need to fight him. Sunder could give an opportunity. Potentially big damage available for Chicago. Cheap shot to follow, but I think it's just over. Unless he's somehow surviving it. Calamity does end up living it together with the shield that is available. SC up next. If he can get some bleeds on the Calamity, does go for the cloak. Blaze-Storm ends up hitting him a couple of times. I think man may be bleeding from nothing. Honestly, I thought the Blaze-Storm would still reapply a dot or two on the guy, but apparently not. SC needs to find a way to catch up to him soon, as soon as possible. They did use this Dragon's Roar though, so you will not have the big meaty bleed to apply, but if you can get him low enough, no trinket available, couple of stuns, few big executes, maybe find a way to bypass past the cheat death, and I think it will be in a fantastic spot. But first you gotta catch the guy. Over in this team too, it looks like SC is retreating, maybe a bit of a reset. DJ Flex joining us, Survival Hunter. We got Earth Fire X also on an Elemental Shaman and Demonic on the Subtlety Rogue. While SC just actually gonna just gonna back up. Hold on, is Calamity gonna take the bait? Maybe. Fighting Warrior in the arena, in the in the back area, is it really worth? Could you live it? You got evasion coming back up, so maybe you could. If you can Shadow Meld one of the stuns, you would be golden. Cloaker Shadow's not available for a while, so maybe you can make something happen. I kind of want to see if he does it. Also, let's be careful with his flares, by the way. Wait, are they sending DJ Flex instead? Wait, hold on. Are they sending Flex instead? What is the switcheroo? Calamity wasn't aware of this. I guess he's just gonna have to adapt and adjust. They're throwing a curveball for this Rogue. Gonna be a stun by their pet into a kill shots, but he's able to dodge him with that evasion. At least he's able to utilize evasion like he would against the Warrior. Walking back into the tar trap, but trying to stay in stealth as best as possible. That's gonna be a Cloak of Shadows to remove the Hunter's Mark. Campbell out for Flex, unless he can randomly find Calamity with some traps around the corner. That's not fair. I do agree with you. That is a little bit of like, definitely the Rogue was not prepared for that. That is a bit of a switcheroo kind of out of left field. But maybe Flex was just like, you know what? I just want to be able to get the Rogue. Maybe CC is just like, you know what? I don't even want to fight him. I mean, if that's what you guys end up doing, if like Calamity is fine with us, I guess I'm okay with it. But yeah, let's not do switcheroos like this. If we can help it. That's some scum stuff. It kind of is, but like, again, if Calamity's fine with it, it's a curveball. Hey, to think about it, is the Rogue given a bit of a challenge? Had to go versus the full Warrior, they're switching up on him. If you can fight through GG Flex and then still beat off the rest of the team, probably should have put it that way, but you know what I mean, right? Like, some credit. Getting quite a bit of damage towards EJ. Dead Shock and burning right through him. Trinket available to break out of the stun. Massive eviscerance for Flex. Having to go for a Turtle Shell. Calamity kind of lowish on health, but still got himself a vanish, as well as a blind coming back up little by little. Rogues have prep, right? Yeah, totally. I mean, it feels like they have prep. They don't actually have prep, but it definitely feels like it. That vanish cooldown reduction does definitely feel like preparation, though. DJ kind of out of the flare. I don't know if he's got a trap on him or not. We don't really... If you can put a freezing trap behind him, it'll be golden, because Rogue has nothing really for this one. I think Rogue needs to be very, very careful. Trying not to literally port on top of Flex. Rather, we just attack it from one side. Gotta be a little bit of that secret technique. Big damage. Flex. Freezing trap with no health. Oh, the nerves of steel of this man to just like stay, freeze. First global. I guess he doesn't really have much else he can work with, right? Flare down. Calamity trying to see if he can make his way over there. Flex, I think, is going to try to see if he can get a camo. Does get a camo. AoE'd out. Does he have anything to follow up? Cloaker shot is available for the Rogue, so he's at least able to dodge a lot of the damage coming out. Blind right after. Maybe he can get the pet onto the Rogue. Try to see if he can get it up and running. If you can get a stun onto the Rogue right now, you will be in a good spot. The stun is available. Hold on. You can make it happen. Stun, but he doesn't really have the damage. No, he tried to see if he can maybe get himself the angle, but not quite. Oh, no. At least goes in for a little bit of healing. Calamity pushes in. Could be traps waiting for him. If he can just play the trap game around with a Rogue, maybe that would give himself enough time to buy a little bit of that survivability, buy time in order to get himself some cooldowns and stuff. But, oh, he actually positioned perfectly. Shadow step. Oh, that is nice. Well done. It's going to be kind of just like throwing the heads up in the air like, oh, well, what can you do? Flare down. The pet is sent in. Could go for a shadow step potentially. Calamity does have advantage coming back up though, so Flex got to be very, very careful with that one. Disarm immediately onto the Rogue. Dash track with the Flola. Does not really have a stun. That is a disarm onto Flex as well, as Calamity breaking out of the disarm, going in for big damage. Most likely attack. Big damage to follow. That is going to be, oh, it doesn't even matter. That was a big eviscerate. That was a pet, what is it, the pet sack at the end? To reduce crit damage or at least absorb crits? Didn't even matter. It was just a fat eviscerate. My God. That was quite a bit of damn. Calamity, though, is going to be up next versus SC, though. Trying to see if he can fight the Warrior. This time around, it's a bit of a weird switcheroo, but this time SC walking into this one. Fresh. Calamity walking into this one. Wasted cooldowns after having to fight the Hunter. Not much you can really do. Evasion's coming back up, though. Does not have a cloak for this one, so he's kind of going to be limited on the bleeds. Does have himself double vanish, so maybe can make something work? Potentially. You guys are definitely throwing a curveballs for this Rogue, man. I know that I already given up Rogue's grief, but you guys are starting to do it too. Man, let me be the Rogue harasser in this team, man. You know what I mean? This is my class, dude. I play this class. I can't give these Rogues grief. Although I do like the way Calamity plays. He's pretty aggressive though. I do prefer that. Gonna be big damage. Cloaker shot is active. Does SC go for the Roar yet? If he hasn't used Roar, this would be the time to do it. Calamity does end up going for a shift, getting away quickly. Gouge, but the banner is there. Charge is available. Roar is up. Trying to see if he can dodge it, but I think the blaze is still in. Got him some parry. Big DR. SC is going pretty okay for now. Calamity with an evasion. Got him some blind in case he needs to. Vanish, I think, just was used. Blind to follow. Trinket available. Throwing in the weapon, but not throwing in the towel just yet. Trinket for Calamity, trying to see if he can get out of there. Vanish right after. Desio bleeds on himself. Is going to be Shadow Strike into a disarm onto SC. Does get hit with the disarm as well. Slow onto Calamity. Fury to follow. I think it just might be done and done for the Rogue. Stun right after as he goes in for the Colossus Smash, but it's going to be a cheap shot with yet another dance for the Rogue. Got himself Shadow Blades. Big damage reversal. Wait a second. Oh, Calamity does reverse it. Well done versus the Warrior. Trying to see if he can deal with Demoniac. Quick gouge. Is he looking to make himself an escape? My goodness. Top 10 Dalaran context moments. There's not that many really, Jake. Is there? Unless you would defer. Gonna be a full go versus Demoniac. Does get the cloak. This is where Calamity needs a Spore Cloak. Wait a second. Demoniac does go in for advantage. Doesn't really go for sap. Just someone to Calamity. Maybe could go for disarm himself. Get a shot. I think it's over, right? She does. Does it? Man. At least for one of those hits it cheated to death. But you know what? Throwing a wrench at the Rogue like that, throwing like a monk, throwing him on a loop like that without swap, and the Rogue was able to adapt, adjust, and overcome. You gotta give him credit on that one, man. You gotta give him the credit. That was really good. Demoniac, though, is going to have to find a way to hold the fort together with Earthfire X, as that is still a team 1, still at play with a full squad. Only the Rogue get to play with Chilpas on the back burner. It's Outlaw finally getting a chance to play. Light Messiah in the back as well as Lucy. So this Rogue was fine. Kind of cheating butter, right? So sometimes, like, depending on the teams, like, people have done swaps because, like, okay, it looks like, let's say, like, I'll get back to you on that one. After what Demoniac or the Outlaw have at it with one another, but I'll explain. Like, sometimes we've done that before, and if competitors are cool with it, we're cool with it. But yeah, usually we do try to keep it like you gotta set order. People play by the order. Take Outlaw. The Outlaw not doing that good right now. Might be just be going down. They just got to bleed on him. He does have a bleed on him. Oh no. Looks like Demonic just did enough damage, put a bleed on the guy. Quick disarm, limited his opportunity. There's only so much he could do. Light Messiah walking in with a consecration right after Earthfire X. Oh man. As long as you're not flagging a guy, I guess it's fine. I don't know why. When you go and consume a dude's soul, I'm like, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, devour it, that's fine. But if you plant a flag next to the guy, oh, hands off, man. Gloves are off. You know what I mean? I don't know why. Am I the only one that's like that? Like, all the other toys are fine, but that one is like the BM one. You know what I mean? It's gonna be stunned onto Demoniac. Just gonna be Light Messiah, full wings available. Does Blessing of Protection out of this one. Does Demoniac have an out? He maybe could go for a Shadow Step, but that's really about it. Kind of limited on the damage he could do. Doesn't really go for the step. Got himself evasion. May need to use it. Using the step to try to see if he can get around the corner. Get a shot last second into animation. Dance available, but barely anything left. Wait, no, he does get to walk away from Light Messiah though. Oh, the hammers are flying. Gouge for a moment. Doesn't have an out. Demoniac is looking for that escape. Does he get one though? No. Wake of Ashes through the wall. Why is that? We still get a reset. Oh, Consecration though gets him out. Cheap shot last second. Got no help whatsoever. So Consecration doesn't put you in combat, but it will still hurt you. Understood. Why? Vanish for Demoniac that does get himself a little bit of shield, a little bit of re-heal. At least he gets himself an out of that situation. As I Messiah picking up the eye. The Rogue, I don't really know how much you'll be able to hide versus Light. We also are pretty high into dampening as we were diving onto the 12-minute mark. 63% dampening. You ain't healing nothing with this one. Trinket out of Demoniac goes in for a Shadow Strike. Light Messiah with a wall. You're not really going to be able to break past those defenses. Quick Disarm, not like a Paladin needs one. Have you seen the Wake of Ashes? It can do a lot of damage just with like waves of light. It doesn't do anything to him. It's gonna be a quick Shadow Step by the Rogue, barely at any health, hanging in there by the skin of his teeth. The Wake of Ashes through the wall again, but he's not. Oh, the hammer though. Man, the Wake of Ashes through the wall. Rogues are all attacking through the wall, and Wake of Ashes through a wall are gonna be I think it's like the only two things that go through a wall right now, right? Man, but Light Messiah is gonna have to find a way to fight through Earthfire. Is playing that fire elemental shaman. What am I on? What am I on? Does himself alive and lasso. Light Messiah with immediate bubble. This is where Earthfire needs to find a way just to keep himself alive. Not with a trinket. That might be a little unfortunate here. Is gonna try to see if he can get himself out of that situation. Got himself a wall, maybe a burrow, may need one. Got himself a little bit of healing surges, but at this high dampening, you ain't healing. You better get aggressive. Light and lasso, lava burst, send everything you got, going in for Earthshocks back to back, trying to go for a lightning bolt build. Maybe Light Messiah low health. Oh, I think he does get him, right? Light, he does get him. Dude, Calamity did get a wrench thrown at him, and he wasn't able to make it out on top. You guys may have to send Calamity closer to the end, though, if you want chill pills and the rest of that team to play. By the way, let's get us another one going, boys. Yeah, let me know if you guys need more bodies or if you're chilling. Look a shout out PvP talent, Maru bleeds. Yeah, it's crazy, man. Yeah, they do that, Kargath. They do that. Yeah, they actually do remove bleeds and everything. It's pretty honestly surprisingly how effective it is. And I say that because I thought, oh, okay, that might be good against like monks or something, right? Maybe like a feral bleeds, but it's like, well, actually, it removes even physical attacks. Like Stormbolt won't even do anything to you. It's weird like that, right? Shockwave can stun, but Stormbolt won't. And there's some physical stuff that are just like, it's almost like an immunity. It's not quite a pure bubble, but there are some things that it like considers physical debuffs that it treats in a weird way. I guess the best way to put it. Where I was like, oh, I just thought like, oh, you'll press it, blades are gone. All right, you're good. But it's like, it's a little more than that. Interesting. All the Messiah Mog is nice. I like it a lot. God, it is by the Rogue playstyle running away into the stun DR. Yeah, that is how Rogues play though, Mr. Floppy. Not much you can really say about it or do about it. Chicago, doing you my boys. Are we good? Are we chilling? Full group? Wait, Chicago outski? You lead? Or Chicago? Because maybe Chicago is out, but Boris I think is leading this one then. Let me check. Let me double check it. Me? Okay, cool. Need more SP. We do need more Shadow Priest in these. I do agree. Spectator match. Night King and Boris 5. Man, Lordaeron? I'm thinking of like, what's a good map that isn't good for rogues? Lord Ioron? Did I do it wrong? Spectator match, Night King, Boris. Oh, I did do it wrong. I did Lord or Drawn. Lord Ire Drawn. Oh, Chicago left. Do we not like that one? Swapping? Okay, okay. Sounds good. At least for dueling, Frost is kind of dead right now. In normal PvP, it's okay because no damp, but literally like 50% damp as much Frost you can handle. Oh, I did say yesterday that I did plan on trying out a add-on for war games and stuff, right? Arena Live, I think it was. WoW Curse add-ons, and I want to try look it up. Arena Live. Arena Live Uniframes. Oh. Arena Live Spectator. Oh, it hasn't been updated since 2012. Okay, War Game. That's another one, right? War Game Helper 2023. Okay. Do they have... No. I was gonna say, do they have like a thing to modify? So one of them, apparently, one of these arena add-ons, like kind of like War Game Helper or whatever, apparently had like a way you can modify. What's it called? Oh, there's one for commentator target frame. Oh, that's kind of cool. Hold on a second. Neat. That's an add-on. But apparently one of them was supposed to be able to like change and adjust how it's supposed. Okay, what am I trying to say? That it's supposed to have a setting where you can adjust dampening to like set 0 dampening, 20% dampening, whatever, right? But this one, War Game Helper, looks like all it does is just like war game. It just helps you set up a war game with a Q Master 9000 for spectator stuff. Yeah, it doesn't look like it has anything else, so that wouldn't really work. Huh. Weird. Blizzard as a company didn't think that deep about their game modes for PvP. I would like to see more like feedback and more responses, and having like some kind of like at least a Twitter for WoW PvP specifically. I would love to see something like that in the future. I will tell you right now. Still wondering how you do the 5V5 arena room and spectator. So it's a macro called invite spectator match. I just type in / invite spectator match, and then I plug in 2 people that are lead of that group. I need to have those people added on my real ID. You can either type in their character name or their real ID name, whichever one is easier. Sometimes like one is easier than the other. And then you want to make sure there's right spacing between everything. And then you type in the number, how many people are in a team. So like 5 for us. We could do 3, 2. I don't think it really makes a difference, but I just type in 5 just so it doesn't break. Then you can type in arena name or leave it blank if you want a random arena. I type in like, you got to type in the keyword of each arena. So like Blades Edge, you type in Blades. Because if you type in Edge or like Peak, some battlegrounds have like specific names that are part of like Peak, Twin Peak, or Tiger's Peak. It may confuse them. So you got to find specific name keyword for each arena. And then you can type in at the end, like just to be, you type in 1 at the end to add like a tournament rule thing or not. Sometimes it works, not always though. Tournament rules a little weird. Twitch. Oh, we got a Shatter Priest. Look at that, Lucy. Going over to the Shatter Priest instead of the Monkus Light Messiah on that team. We got us out of the Chill Pills. Calamity's first up again. Oh no, Ghostskin. Gonna be first up versus Calamities on Arms Warrior charging in. Got himself a big Warbreaker. Zakidisha comes out by the Rogue. Chicken really early by the Rogue. Ghostskin doesn't have a trinket by the looks of it. So maybe in a bit of a weird spot. Cloaker Shadows for Calamity really early on. Rotating into evasion. Ghostskin with a parry up and running. Needs to find a way to crack the Rogue's defenses. Does he have the big blades or anything? He needs a stun right about now. Does get himself the big Dragon's Roar and is able to leap right on top of Calamity, but doesn't quite find him immediately. Kidney shot to follow, and I think he just might be done for the Ghostskin. Does get hit with a secret technique. with a Shadow Strike to follow and out for the count. DJ Flex is going to be up next over on that team too. On that team, we also got Diabolicals. We also got ourselves Hinya, the Unholy DK, and we got ourselves Demoniac as well. DJ Flex is going to have to find a way to find the rogue. Looking out somewhere towards the middle of the arena, but he doesn't realize Calamity is looking right over his shoulder. Ready to strike, ready to pounce. Flex with a random flare down. I don't know if he's got traps set up or anything, but if he's got himself in the right position, he'll be in a great spot. Does he realize the rogue is right next to him? Cheap shot, trying to make sure he hits the DJ Flex from a distance. Doesn't want to walk over there where the traps may be. DJ Flex with the Death Chakram, stun into Calamity, maybe big damage, grenades at the ready, doing quite a big hits into Harpoon right after, blind to follow trick out of DJ, mad hit into Calamity. Oh! Does you realize he hit him with a trap? That was such a good trap. That was so good. Does hit him with a flare. Gouge for Calamity could get the better net to make sure to deny the rogue a big go. Big explosive does get the rogue trinket, or rather cloak, up and running. The emergency healing is out. Cheap shot into Flex, maybe in a tight spot. Got him some big defense. Calamity getting hit with a quick charge. It's going to be a vanish right after. I think with the Cloak of Shadows as well, wasn't it? At least Hunter Mark is definitely down. DJ is setting up all the traps. He better be careful with this next go, but the rogue does go in a camera. At least it's going to give him a little bit of recovery. If he sets up traps everywhere, at some point Calamity is going to walk through him, isn't he? Calamity is scouting the eye very closely. If DJ Flex is maybe stream peeking. No, it's going to be Calamity picking up the eye. Doesn't see DJ Flex immediately. Turtle Shell in the opener. Calamity charges him with an evasion, swapping attention onto the pet. This could be an opportunity for Calamity to not really have himself a proper go. This could be an opportunity for DJ Flex to have himself a good setup. Gouge onto the pet, but does he realize the pet has a stun ready? He's going to be tricking immediately. Death Chakra to follow, as long as you're very careful. Try to see if you can go, I think, for a Death Armor to Calamity. I don't think it was able to connect. Can this shot from a distance? Calamity using it just to disengage. Not really trying to fight. I think he's trying to be very, very careful with a Hunter's Mark. Wow, he timed that really, really well. Hunter's Mark is off. Flex can't find him. Calamity is going to be able to get himself a proper opener. If he sets up the traps in a good spot, you might actually have to put the traps wider away from you, because Rogue is not going to walk into this flare. You might not be able to put traps literally where you are. You might have to put them like on the outskirts. Feign death for a second, trying to see if he can dampen some of the damage from the secret technique, and I think that might have been a freezing trap waiting right behind Flex. Is going to be able to get a charge trap onto Calamity, keeping him in combat with the pet. Vanish available for the rogue though, so he should be okay. Death Chakram is going to set him up for a pretty big hits. If Flex got good attacks with this, he could make himself a big play. Grenades getting thrown in, does not really need weapons. Quite a bit of damage to Calamity though, either way. So Flex is in a great spot. The pet is going to attack, stun around the corner. Major Salmon, Harpoon, big hit, kill shot. It might not be enough though. Cloak of Shadows last second for Calamity, trying to see if he can make a play. Trinket out of Flex, flare down. Calamity is out of there. The man barely surviving it. Not even a cheat death. Are you kidding me? Hannah, are you seeing this? Dude, are you seeing this? The guy had no health. Cloak of Shadows barely keeping him alive. Are you? Not even a cheat death. How you doing, by the way? Hope you're having a wonderful evening. My goodness. This rogue, man, definitely brought in his A game tonight. Flex is trying to see if he could kind of sit his distance, man. He doesn't want to get in there. He got about 20 on the stun. You got to be very, very careful with Calamity. He wants to approach. It's got to be a feign death. Trap immediately Calamity. I don't know if he expected that one. Charge trap right after. Gives DJ Flex at least an opportunity to get some dots at Calamity. At least get some distance damage. Could go for, what is it? Disarm? Does end up connecting. That's actually perfect. Until he's finish up with a blind. That Chakram is upon him. Calamity trying to see if he can go for advantage. Does he randomly get flared out? Oh, close, but not quite. Calamity randomly gets caught out of stealth though. It does go in for another re-stealth. Wait, 2 vanishes out immediately? Wait a second. Alright, DJ, this is about as good of a chance as you have here, man. Trinket not available. Does have himself, I think, a few defensives though. Calamity does not want to go out without a fight, man. Hashtag rogues. Honestly, dude, honestly. Rogues, man. Rogues. They're not gonna go down if they don't wanna. The only thing was summon is the burst, but the self-healing maybe worth the summoning too. The self-healing, Death Strike, oh, DK, oh yeah, I feel ya. Gonna be Cloak for Calamity. I think Flex was expecting for him to eat that freezing shot, but not gonna happen. Full cheap shot, big secret technique, Turtle Shell out of Flex, needs to maintain a full Hunter's Mark into Calamity if you want to keep the guy in combat. Does end up getting himself a shot mode reset, 20 seconds on a vanish. This is where Flex either finds him really quickly, either just rushes for him, looking for the guy at random. He more or less has an idea where he may be. If you do see him, send your pet at him immediately. Does have a stun. Calamity will not have a way to break out of that stun. Does wait a little bit longer until the vanish is up. Trinket immediately for Flex. Calamity does not have an out for this one. If Flex is full burst, he will be in a great spot. Does struck him? Does he go with a stun? If he goes with a stun, this is perfect. Maybe. Pet Gouge cannot really go for a stun. Calamity looking for a vanish. Evasion available. Stun tries to come out, but does get juked out into a disarm onto Calamity. The way they're looking for a bit of a reset behind the pillar. Flex needs to find a way to get back over there. Still hunts mark on him. Vanish is not going to let you out of his sight whatsoever. But not having that stun with a pet, that is a little bit brutal. As Calamity trying to see if he can charge in, that is going to be his Spore Cloak into a blind onto Flex. Does he have the comp points? He does have a kidney shot. Maybe big damage. Trying to go for Secret Technique. Is this enough though? Gonna be damage for Flex. Kill shot. Harpoon. That's gonna be a freezing trap on the Calamity. Does get caught out. Does he realize he's there? No, he doesn't realize it. No, Flex. If only he knew. Oh no. I don't know if he looked at his freezing trap or not. Oh. Random freezing trap does catch him. Flex, this is where you gotta make your kill, man. You gotta get your victories. You gotta do it. Send in the pet. He needs to get those grenades in there. He got the big grenades and they're ready to go. He just gotta find a way to stop the rogue stun. Does he have anything for this one? Mad Eviscerates. Big damage. Disarm. Trinket. Oh my god, that was so close. Oh man, that was so close. But back and forth. It was a long duel for sure. But like the moments of the moments of intensity are totally worth it, I think. What is this mog you got going on, Diabolical? What is this? This is all like low fantasy. Look at that. It's just like, what is this? It looks so good. Picking up the eye, finding Calamity with the succubus, hanging him over there. Gonna be Shadow Strike into a port for Calamity. Does he have himself the pet in a good spot in order to catch him? Doesn't quite do it. Trying to go maybe Bonza fell. If he can get himself an angle, Succubus is gonna be able to get in this. Some Succubus, Sheep Shot, and Diabolical's dropping Infernal. Just blasting a big old Infernal on top of the boy's head. Has himself advantage in case he's in a bad spot. Mortal Fury to follow. Diabolical trying to go for Soulfire, but it's gonna be line of sight. No! That is so far unfortunate. What is this? You're literally climbing on top of the tombstone. What is that? Diabolical's denied. His big go. That is so unfortunate. It's going to be Calamity, I think, just kind of hanging in. Succubus CC finally able to go for a proper Soulfire. Is going to be able to somehow break out of it with a vanish immediately. Has himself next to Diabolical. Skitty shot right after. Human Rachel for this one. Going to be a Shadow Strike to follow as Calamity closes that gap. No Succubus CC for this one. Blinded Daya is going to be him as well as the Succubus ready to go for interrupts on that thing if needed. Daya does he have himself a go. At least the Succubus is there to keep the Rogues some company. Open up some portals so Calamity is not going to be able to get himself an easy reset. The Rogue survivability is so disgustingly good, man. It is crazy. Soulfire, is this going to be enough? Stun right after. Does go in for yet another vanish. Daya knows he's there. Or more or less. Or at least thought. Thought he escaped maybe. Shadow Strike right around the corner. Mortal Coil sent in, but a Cloak of Shadows is already waiting for him. Death back into a full-on wall just to live the Sectac. Into a Gouger after. Does he have the Succubus CC? I think it's going to be an interrupted Succubus, right? Just needs a little bit more damage, man. Just need a couple more portals, something, anything. My goodness. Bonza fell right after. Calamity trying to see if he can get himself out of this situation. I think might just have to break the bonds. Trying not to. It's going to be dance available. Cheap Shot or Daya. Wait, maybe turns it around. Hold on a second. Succubus last second. Shadow Strike still doing quite a bit of damage. Maybe a Vis. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Does it him slaying the Succubus? Does get at least a new one. I didn't realize he was putting that much attention to the Succubus this entire time. Well done. Does get a Sap and a Daya. Able to escape here really quickly. Next Succubus you see is probably going to be huge unless Calamity is in a good spot. Doesn't have a cloak for this one. Maybe Evasion? I don't even know if Evasion is going to be able to do much. Shadow Strike, but it's going to be immediate port. Fear, Soulfire, is this going to be it? Does he finally get him? Stun, does get to dodge him with his Shadow Step. Maybe a Succubus you see from this one. Succubus gets stunned up too. The man turns it around. Are you kidding me? Hinya is trying to see if he can just take the Rogue out of the game. Finally, my goodness. I gotta give him credit. The guy did really, really well in terms of like the burst. I was thinking like that was it. Maybe that was done, but no. Rogues are just as a tank. Literally the tankiest class in the game. Apparently we have warriors that wear full plated armor. Just take off their armor, put on some leathers, man. You're fine. Look at Rogues. They're doing okay. Mad damage to Lucio. The guy just getting an absolute savage right now. Clawed down by that extra grippy hand. Asinia trying to see if he can end these duels quickly. Does go in for a quick execute. Chill pulls up next to Frosty Death Knight. 57% dampener. Hinya better make a play as soon as possible. Does get hit with the silence. Immediate death pact as the cell starts dripping low, stunned, but Chillpill's shrinking by Hinya. Blind to follow him. Another son of Chills is just trying to find a way to keep this frosty death away from him into a little bit of a wraith walk. If he can get himself some big damage from pets as well as some range on Chillpills and maintain that range, he may be able to do something. AMS is available, at least this obliterates, at least the frosty parts of obliterates is going to be absorbed into the shield. Does have himself a dome down. I think it was actually Hinya's. I thought maybe it was Chills. Chills just gets him out in the open and just strikes him down while he's got a chance here. Dampen at 60%. You ain't healing nothing off of this one. Sap by the rogue onto Chris. Has he got him? Chills. Why are I calling Chris? Chris. Why'd your name IRL be Chris, actually? I'm so confused. Trinket out onto Demoniac as Shield. Got himself the IBF. Trying to see if he can live with Lichborn, but he's going for those Death Coil heals. I don't know if that's going to do much for you. I feel like those globals would have better been used as Frost Striking the guy some than anything, you know what I mean? Death back last second, but not a lot of healing provided from that one. Silence under the Rogue, but at this point, Dampen is so high. All Demonic needs to just keep the pressure rolling. Does get hit with a Blade Floater, but somehow still in stealth. Sap to the Outlaw. And I feel like you might just need to come out there and start fighting him too, yeah? Ooh, Mock Switch Up. I like this. I like this version of Mock Switch Up. Goes in super aggressive. The Trinket or Demoniac. Does he have a kidney shot? Blind by Demoniac? If only Alba had some kind of a bleed you could put up on a person. That would be huge. Does grapple over. Demoniac with a dance. Cheap shot right after. Is it DR? No. Full dance. Secret technique is up. For the Outlet, does get himself a sippy cup in between. Not a lot of healing available, but whatever healing you can get at 67% dampening. I mean, whatever helps, whatever helps. It's not a secure amount of healing, but it is enough to kind of like, it's almost think of it as a DR at this point, right? Return on some of that damage taken. Picking up the eye, finding Demoniac, pistol shots him immediately. Gonna be a step for Demoniac, getting shot to follow him. Unless the Outlaw doesn't have a kill right here, it's gonna be a cloak for Demoniac. Not a lot of healing available. Light Messiah is observing carefully here. Big secret technique, turns it around. Well done, Light Messiah. I mean, he wasn't gonna be that guy. He wasn't going to be that guy. Even though he got wings, he could have just thrown a hammer at the guy immediately. He wasn't going to be that guy. He was going to at least let Demoniac go behind the pillar. At least let him catch a reset. He just, I think, wanted to witness it. Want to get a better angle as Demoniac goes in for a sap. Cloak of Shadows at the ready. Had him so vanish. Do you even play the long game or do you just end it right here? I think, honestly, throwing everything at the guy might be the... I don't even know. Would it be better? Dampening or playing against a bubble and a bop? Maybe trying to get both of these things as soon as possible. Does get himself a vanish as soon as his Trinket. Does avoid the Wake of Ashes. That is wings for Light Messiah. Does not have the big Crusade wings. But it looks like someone keeping Demoniac still out in combat. Probably with bleed of some sort. Dot. Gonna be ouch. Bubble. Step. I think it's over. Unless Cheat Death. Oh, he's got Cheat Death. Maybe blind last second as the bubble falls off. Potentially blind. Oh, okay. Maybe he can make someone walk off this one. He's trying to see if he can play it tooth and nail. Trinket available. Let's give himself a proper reset. Light does have a blessing of protection. Man, I don't know. I feel like you might just have to wait. Full dampener here, 77%. Because you ain't healing a lot. You have to find a way to go for a hit and run, but I don't really know. Vanish is coming back up for Demoniac Sooners though. Vanish is coming back up little by little. By the way, how you liking not being Undead Rogue anymore? You're playing Orc Rogue this time around. Last time we were Undead, but then his Undead racial that randomly does like shatter damage to the enemy if you put dots on him or whatever. It can get you out of stealth. It's actually super unfortunate. Even though Undead Rogue still looks like one of the best rogue combos, like in terms of visually, it's literally one of the best looking. The fact that it gets you out of stealth is just unfortunate. Eyes are available for Light Messiah. Finally able to maybe look for Demoniac. Trying to see if he can deny the sap, but even if he does get sap, I guess Demoniac does end up having a Trinket back up too, right? Cloak of Shadows coming back up very, very soon. Trying to go for a sap. Light Messiah, I was going to say, Blessing of Protection, just go. Trinket available for Demoniac. Doesn't even escape. I think it just might be over. Vanish. Wait a second. Maybe no. Cloak of Shadows, not enough. Hold on a second. Oh my god. If you only somehow can live this. Gouge last moment. Blind not available. Light Messiah hits you with that final wreck. Getting a shot into Light. Does have himself a wall. Some DRs available. Cheap shot to follow. I think just needs one hammer. And it's over. My god. I feel like some of those duels, like, you don't want to give the player as much of an opportunity to find themselves an escape out of that situation. But sometimes it just feels like, in that kind of a matchup, it's like, are they trying to find a way to turn this around or just delaying the inevitable? You know what I mean? Man, good shot though. Give it a shot. Unforged the Paladin with 2 immunities at the end with the sideshot dampening. You ain't recovering though. It's a rough one. Let me know, Boris as well as Night King, if you guys got 5 or if you need more bodies. I'm sure we'll be able to get a couple of boys from the chat that want to join up if there's a space available. How about chat? Anybody want to join in? Ban rogues? Chat, are we just going to ban rogues for the night? Are we banning rogues? Are we banning rogues? Dude, we might just have to put Calamity on the back burner, man. Just make Calamity play last. Let him be the cleanup duty, right? So at least Team Chills can get himself a chance to play. I can Frost Strike into evasion, but hey, I guess on a holy call can. True. Was it rogue with an evasion? Oh, you might be right, actually. Yeah, because that's, yeah. It's just one of those things, you know what I mean? It just, yeah, it's just not. I wasn't thinking chilled. That is a good point, though. No, it wasn't one of those boards. Why? What do you think should ban every single class? We have banned rogues in the past, but everyone in my group asked to ban rogues. I agree though, because it's taken so long. Even Boris's team is asking to ban rogues. One more reason why for us to have a defensive unholy. Yeah, I think just if you got to straight up melee at all times, you don't have a lot of uptime on enemies. You probably should have a little bit more defense in some way or another. But I digress. You know. Because they're is because you are bad, you have a lot of good comps to play. If you can get 2600 and 3 3s in a row this season because you're bad, they have a lot of good comps. Oh, they're pretty good though, aren't they? Which is some rogues like watching someone. Sky, I guess that's one way to put it, yeah. Man, all right, are we banning rogues or are we just gonna give him another shot, man? Because if Boris got an ult that he can play that isn't a rogue, we could do it right there, man. What do you guys think? Ban rogues or not? One more game. Because you could go one more game with rogues and then we could ban them for the next one. Just no rogues. If you have an ult that isn't a rogue, you're more than welcome to bring that. Just bring some variety. Are we doing ban rogues, boys? Are we hashtag banning rogues? Because we were about to on EU, man. EU started off like with Grifka just absolutely just going in for quite a bit of games. As in like, he would do this thing where we just cheap shot, gouge, reset. 48 seconds later, cheap shot, gouge, reset. Behind the pillar. How did I do, Dala? Did I do good, Dala? Dude, you get rogues banned, so I don't think you did bad. I did like some of your close games, though. Some of the close calls, that cloak, I don't know how you live that. I'm not gonna lie, dude. Don't get me wrong. I am the first person to call out rogue gameplay as really unfun to watch. But I also gotta give credit where credit is due. I have no idea how you live with that cloak. Better the Outlaw? Probably not the Outlaw. Maybe, like, honestly, sub, I think it was out of all the specs. I think it's just sub. Okay, let's do one more, and then we'll ban rogues. We'll just ban rogues wholesale, right? The Outlaw guy, I mean, the thing is, like, the Outlaw guy can always swap facility, but, like, they're not full? Okay. Let's do this. Let's actually ban rogues. Let's do this. Let's do. Okay, then let's do a rogue ban real quick. Might as well do a switch up. Let's do that then. Let's do so let's rip the band-aid ban rogues. But it's still not fun to watch, as I said. Most rogues can't do it like me. Why are you banning rogues? Because Chad wants to ban rogues, and I'm cool with that. Because rogues, don't get me wrong, you guys are awesome. You're probably really, really nice people. But, yeah. Rogues, like, sometimes the class just has an immense advantage over others. Especially in, like, a one-on-one setting. So, we've done it before. Like, people have banned, like, the chat wanted me to ban arcane mages at some point. And we did do that. Like, Seawork was just, like, dominating. Chat wanted to ban because it just, like, feels, like, unfair or super one-sided. So, you know. I'm cool with that, though. Bro. Honestly, I would just look at taking that with stride dead. Honestly. Again, next week we come back. Rogues are back in. We're not banning them permanently. It's just for the night. You know what I mean? Let's look at it. Just think about the games you've had. You had your fun, right? And you next week you'll come back. You're more than welcome to join back in. But if you got an ult that isn't a rogue, more than welcome to him. Well, if we're being honest, it is unfair. There's no advance XRP. Yeah, there are strong. But like we've banned rogues before. And I think we've banned like Pharaohs and Shadowlands too and stuff, didn't we? because everybody on the mother was playing Necrolord Feral when that became good. It was just felt like they were everywhere. Live Lord McGee never dies in the bursty meta. And when at some point we were just like, all right, that's enough. We'll swap them out. We should do the same class on the both sides, like rogues on one side, all monks on the other side. Like all 5 rogues versus 5 monks. I feel like that would be a disaster. I feel like it would just be a stealth city, reset city. I usually like variety for each team. Minus rogues, GG's. We'll see you next week though, Dread. Yeah, you're more than welcome to hang out on streams any other time, my guy. Always welcome, man. You should, but yo, Troy, you should peep what Krager is trying to do when it comes to like switch ups and stuff. He got an interesting concept. We might be doing some stuff together come September, like late mid-September. But yeah, did we just ban every class every week? We won't ban every one of them though. I mean, I try to frost DK for diversity, but it's actually just terrible how many all good changes. Yeah, honestly, I do like you guys trying new stuff. I'm a big fan of that. But yeah, happens though. We got groups listed. I don't know if Kevin is in or groups are listed. Hold on a second. Hey, hold on. Let me know Chicago know. Hey, we got some non-code here back in. I'm gonna see if Chicago one's back in there. Okay, we got one spot on each one. Who else can we get in? Seawork around? Now that Rogues are on, we get Seawork back in. Seawork is on, so maybe I can see if one's in. Hold on. I can get a group. I can get a guy for you. I got a guy. I got a friendo I can invite. My man's Kevin. I don't know if Chicago's in either one of these yet. But we can get Chicago as well. There we go. Here we go. Suggest invite. Here we are. Make it raid. I don't know if it's raid or party. I haven't checked, but make sure it's raid not party. Oh yeah, it says party's full. Yeah, because I'm trying to invite like a 6th person or whatever. As soon as it switches it, I can invite him. And then Chicago wants to join in, and we'll get a 5 for either team. Thanks for the fun games. Yo, Dread, if you got an ult you want to join that isn't Rogueman, you're more than welcome to, my guy. More than welcome to him. Swap it. Swap. Just gonna message you directly. But yeah, man. What's up, Reverence? I do my guy play Duster because I'm a one-striker guaranteed to do anything else. Yo, Reverence, you want to join for some games, man? We do got a spot inside the Euro Chicago that can take it. We got Kevin that joined, and then Night King. No rogues in this one. Could be fun. Ban rogues, not arcade. We're just coming out of the woodworks. Exactly. If it's on one or the other. And I wouldn't even say that, okay, so then we'll get Kevin. Another one then. Are we raid? We still party? Chill. Yeah, I don't know if you know how to do this, but like if you right click your character and there should be like switch to raid or convert to raid. There we go. Hell yeah. So we got Chicago with this one. Awesome. So what I can do is then do, I got a guy. Hold on. Boris, Flex, Kargath, I got you guys. My man Kevin. I got a +1. Are you guys in raid? Yes, you are. Beautiful. Okay, I'll just invite directly. That'll work. Perfect. We do have a mage, actually. A job. Oh, that's Boris. It's Boris and his mage. That works out. Works out, man. Chillin', making dinner. Then I'm gonna set up a date with a guy to do a dueling video. Hell yeah. As for what do I play? No, I'm here to watch this. Dave joke again and then roasted for a minute. What the? Dude, that's how you make some of the best of friends, man. You got somebody that you're kind of mildly friendly with, and every time they make a mistake, you roast them, they roast you. That's how friendships are built, man. I just don't understand any other way of making friendships anymore. Alrighty, we're good, we're set. Let me see if we can find it. Let's do a hook point, man. I like hook point. am a hooker. I am a big fan of hooking fish and hook point. Yeah, that's cool, man. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's totally cool, man. Yeah, I don't really like, as long as like if Dread Harper is fine with it, I'm cool with it too, man. If you guys want to make swaps, I'm perfectly cool with it, man. I'm cool with it. If you guys are fine with it, I am perfectly fine with it. I don't really care for the swaps. I am just like, I'm fine with the curveball. You know what I mean? I am totally cool with it. Do we got a re-queue? I'll try it again. Decline? Hold on. Let me try again. Maybe it's a LFG thing. Maybe that's still like a LFG thing. And if that's the case, then I'll switch it. Try and hook point. We'll see how it works. Hey, which server should I play on? You should play on any server you want to. Usually I would... Okay, let's do this. I was playing on Azralon, but it seems a bit dead to me. I would... If anything, I don't know what server. You definitely should do one where ping is good for you. So that takes a little bit of research. But like if you go to WoW Wiki and look at servers, it should tell like which region the servers are on. First, Aliba is gonna dinner. Gotta wait for him to come back. Okay. Okay. How? Well, did it queue us? Works for me. Works for me. I would do a bigger server though. I think honestly, whatever server you're on, you should do one that's closer to your region. But also, I would do as big of a server as you can because there's a lot more opportunities that way, especially when it comes to like crafting stuff, right? There's a lot of cross-regional or cross-server stuff that's enabled in the game, and like for the most part, you're not really limited by even picking a smaller server, but you will be limited on the amount of people that are doing crafting. And if you want to get all the crafting stuff, playing on a bigger server will probably be more helpful. That's what I would do. A Shadow Affliction locks better than Esprits at Dueling now. Affliction Warlocks? They can be, depending on the scenario. I think Affliction can do well. Did he get buffed recently? And the self-healing they do is actually quite good, but it all depends on the situation, really. Ignore that part. All good, all good. The basic are wannabe Affliction Warlocks, the Shadow Priest. Let's be honest, you know? Let's be honest here. I'll tell me to save that. I'm not even sure. Alrighty, we'll go with this. Switch. Let's switch this over actually. Gorilla and GTA 5 roleplay server, some new fun interactions. Really interesting. Got ourselves, what's the name? Hot Head Bop. What is this mug? It looks so good. Panda. Yo, this guy just left the Pandaren Monastery, man. He just left the Wandering Isles. He's out in this arena. I'm liking this. Trying to go for a Polyus Flex. Looking to rip past some big Death Shark and mad damage. Hothead. Trying to see if he can just keep a cool head of this situation. Got himself a little bit of the Alta time. Maybe the big damage. Touching the Magio into Flex. But Hothead not in a great spot. Maybe Icebox situation. Potentially. It might just be in Biz. Maybe enough. DJ Flex taking quite a bit of hits too, actually. Both of them are just getting hit for big massive damage, just getting interrupted on Arcane, but isn't stopped to go into an ice block, looking for that recovery as the manic bandages are out, or 4 flags, looking to get himself a bit of a setup. Hothead still got a big burst available, got himself the power surge, looking for the big orb to follow missiles onto Flex, looking for a bit of a reposition with a blink, but that explosion, looking for Poly, freezing trap, stop some trinkets for this one, looking to reposition shift power, maybe enough to give him a little bit of cooldown reduction, needs some kind of survivability, at least shields are back up and available, could go for the ultra time as well. Trying to go for Arcane Surge, getting interrupted though, not in a great spot. Execute range might just be done and done situation for him. Does end up leaving the last second. That is unfortunate, but does deny Flex a kill on the board, but it still counts, right? Bubble out of Light Messiah does not want to deal with that freezing trap whatsoever. Immediate Turtle Shell out of Flex. I kept switching to the wrong people though, by the way. I'm so sorry. As Flex is trying to see if you can play it super slow and steady. Diabolica's over on the team too. We got ourselves Kevin. Forget to introduce the boys with Chaos joining in. And Majao, which is Boris the Rogue, over on his mage. Light Messiah, Shield Event is disarmed for just a second, but still get himself quite a bit of damage. Shield Event is still active. That is a Death Chakram ripping right through him. But Flex trying to be very, very careful with the trinkets. But it's going to be a stun. I think it's just over for Flex. No! Freezing trap last second. How would you plan that ahead of time? How would you plan the freezing trap? Like, the guy just veered to the left last second and got himself frozen. I can't believe it. That freezing trap literally saved you. Standing on consecration does not feel good, but Digiflex you to use anything you can. Nice use of a freezing trap. It is going to be heavily DR, but the Hand of Freedom keeping the Paladin moving. Steel trap, anything is needed right now. One more hammer is all he takes. Oh my goodness, how are you still alive? Wake of Ashes killed you through a wall though. Honestly, that was going really good up until the Wake of Ashes. I was impressed, but the fact that Wake of Ashes can literally hit through a wall. I don't know why, but it makes me kind of unhappy. Just knowing that Chaos is playing the Demonology Warlock, got himself a full set of pets, Dreadstalkers, but does get line of sighted. Second axe toss by the pet, trying to go for a full Tyrant, full set of pets. Light Messiah, maybe be looking at potentially, I don't know, Blessing of Protection, Spell Warden, just line of sighting the pets. He's just surrounded. No matter the corner he's at, he's just gonna absolutely collapse. Mortical, oh, Chaos! Just send everything at the boy. Nothing can stop him at the end of the day. And Lucy is going to be up next, trying to see if he can get himself a better angle versus Chaos, playing out their Arcane Mage as well. Adaptation might be interesting. I think if anything it does help with fear, but I don't know about stuns, does it? Yeah, it doesn't do anything with axe tosses though, but at least something got you. I guess it was that fear. Gonna be that adaptation. Lucy is kind of limited what he can do. As long as he's running like a normal blink, maybe he'll be okay. Trying to go for a bit of invis, trying to see if he can swing around towards Chaos, touching the Magi with a big old surge to follow, but does get interrupted back to back. Chaos is denying any of that defensive value. Lucy does end up going for Ice Block with the ult time, repositioned back behind the pillar. Also, his big emergency shielding with the Sparkle does get activated, so he's kind of limited of what can really do. Axe toss right after, looking for that fear. Blink is available, so he does have a way to break out of these stuns. So the first time when he got hit with a stun, maybe blinked into a stun? That's what happened? Potentially? Does get himself full burst. This is an opportunity. Are you playing Shifting Power, by the way? I do wonder what your build is. If it looks like your UI and the amount of buttons you have on the bottom left of the monitor is smaller than what I see for most mages. I don't see a breath. I don't see like a ring. I do wonder what kind of build you're running then. Chaos just needs to wait it back behind the pillar. That is a Shifting Power, so maybe he does have access to those things that are just not showing up in the UI. Axe toss, I think it's just over. Shield last second. Does he use a trinket? But it's going to be there all the time, I guess, to give him a little bit of survivability. Is that what that was? I'm not even sure. But Chaos just needs to wait there long enough a little bit. He just needs the best to do work. Let's say without a... you do have ring. Wait, so for some reason it just shows that you have no cooldowns. But you do have a full array. That is weird. Throws me off entirely. Chicago up next. As I say, try to have himself a go versus Chaos, but the demons, I mean, it's just a lot. Gotta be a fear to follow. Access right after. Chicago is playing that Elemental Shaman instead. Trying to see if he can drop down the fellow right on top of Chicago's position, but he could always adjust. Big Lava Burst blasted through Chaos. Lava Burst did get buffed up recently, so they do quite a lot of damage. Flame Shocks are just not as effective, but Lava Bursts themselves are. This is going to be the bit of the last of Chaos. Does he have any survivability whatsoever? Wall not available for a bit. Big board back towards the beginning of the room, but I think the Lava Burst is just going to take him out. Does get quite a bit of damage with the pets. Either way, the Dia is going to be up next. Does go in for a bit of a bow versus Chicago. Wants to give him up as much of an honor duel as humanly possible. Sending the ports, everything available, and Chicago does rotate out an Earth Elemental. Shaman versus a Warlock. I feel like as long as Chicago is able to keep their attention on the Succubus, and maybe even get that thing super low, I think as long as you get in a couple of good pot shots on the Diabolicals with instant cast, you're going to be golden. Does have Novas that you can freeze him with. Port is available. Chicago is going to send out some Lava Bursts at that pet. Eventually that pet is going to die. It's going to be an Infernal drop, and then Dia knows he needs to make a play. Mortical, Chicago kind of locked against the wall. Can't even go anywhere. Fear so far, full damage. Shadow Fear right after. Nothing he can really do to stop it. It's going to be a wall available with Dia going in for a bit of reflect. You can't even interrupt that Chaos build. Does go in for what looked like a burrow maybe? Is that what that was? Oh no, Grounded Totem might have been. I think Grounded Totem. Was it Grounded Totem? Was it burrow? It looked like Diabolicals was going to get a full cast, but they kind of stopped halfway. I'm not even sure. Lava Burst sent in. That is a wall available. Has himself the Earth Elemental that he can just barrage with Immolates to give himself a little bit extra resources. Those bolts are going to be quite brutal. Second bolt right after. Mad damage on Chicago. Those double bolts are just effective. Needs to find a way to heal one way or another. Needs to find a way to get rid of the Succubus as soon as possible. Chicago got nothing real left right now. And that's going to be another bolt out of a portal. Trying to go for a heal, but Dia just has conflagrations on set. Chilled is the last one left as Unholy Death Knight waiting his turn. Daya, as well as Kevin, as well as Majawa, all are ready to go. For Chill Pills, that's a lot of casters and one Paladin to fight. They're not the greatest setup for you to fight. Paladin is not that easy for a Death Knight from what we've seen so far. Daya does himself a bit of that dark pack, able to use mobility to escape the Death Knight. This is where Chills needs to get his pets onto Daya, let him do work. AMS is giving him quite a lot of cover. Bonzafel does not get to attach at all. Daya not in a great position, trying to open up supports, does himself a massive heal, so I could give him an opportunity. He has himself plenty of survivability, eligible for Chill Pills to break out of the fear, but still taking all that free damage from the portals that he can't mitigate at all. It's just passive damage for Diabolicals. It's just also, I think, giving him resources. Does it? Used to back in the day. Massive Incinerates is going to be back-to-back. No, Incinerates. Yeah, they're Incinerates. Casbolt 1. Second Fear, maybe second Casbolt right after. Trying to go for big, go blind. Last second is going to get himself the Gargoyle or the Valkyrie joining in. Mortical sending some damage at him as Daya is in the execute range. Trying to go for Soulfire. AMS might not be enough. Breaking through AMS pretty quickly. Portal for Daya does get hit with the Death Call at the end though. And Chill Pills does not have enough for this one as Kevin looks like going to give him as much of an auto as he can. He's gonna hit by that pet with the crossbows, but he's just gonna take it with stride. Chill Pills does not have a way to heal here, does he? Unless they just put Majawa next, unless he polys. Hold on. If Majawa does not play the Master Shepherd talent, he could poly him for a proper on a duel. Oh no, food. Never mind. We're chilling. I mean, I guess Poly would still do it too, yeah? Poly would do it pretty quickly as well. Dampening is at 45%, but Kevin wants to make sure, I love that mount, by the way. He wants to make sure it's as much of an honor duel as it can be. Oh, I didn't know this thing has like unique animations. That's neat. I need to get myself one of those then. I remember everybody were getting one way back in the day. It looks like Chill Pills is ready blind onto that pet. Chill Pills with an AMS, trying to see if he can mitigate some of the damage early on. There goes the Apocalypse. Should put a pretty big dot onto Kevin. Got himself full bubble. Chill Pills looking to make an escape. He's gonna have to drop down a dome to at least prevent some of the holy damage. This is a Paladin with Crusade, so the damage is just gonna ramp up more and more and more. Got himself a bit of a war stomp. IBF for Chill Pills as the army of the undeath surrounds Kevin. No longer has a bubble though, so maybe can get him low enough in the execute range. Big hits. Oh, my goodness, Kevin. Paladins, man. Just stroke him down. Oh no. My goodness. I think just about everybody got to play besides Majawa, right? Let's get us some Onomasia boys. My goodness. You see how fast the games are as soon as a rogue is out? Oh, didn't even go to high dampening. Not super high. Still pretty up there though. My goodness. Chat, Boris, Night King, let me know when you guys are ready, when you got a 5 minute. If you guys need more bodies, let me know. We can get you guys probably a couple of more here. By the way, chat, thanks so much for hanging out. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I'm going to play in some Baldur's Gate with my chicks later. So I'm having a lot of fun, but I'm very, very excited to go throw some spears at mobs. I recently got myself a fatty lightning spear, and they fixed a lot of that throw mechanics in the game. Oh, it's going to be great. Is the OG DK? Chills is really, really good, man. Chills is really good. He placed the bubble in the opener. He didn't really waste it, so the reason is, like, it's super high into dampening. You don't want to lose health. You want to be able to ramp up your Crusade. So pressing bubble in the opener can actually be kind of a play. Like, as Paladins, you're usually like, oh, no, save it. But, like, it's an immunity. That means you don't have to heal yourself. Plus, if the enemy doesn't have a counter for the bubble, it's just free ramp for your Crusade. You know what I mean? Chill, let me know if you're good to go or if you need more bodies, and we can maybe get you a +1 in there as well. Otherwise, we'll get you guys in here, yeah? Yeah, but it's like, it's generally advised for Paladins not to throw bubble out, but like, Kevin been around the block more than once. Sometimes you do press bubble, and like, there's just, especially when the enemy can't really counter it at all, right? Especially if you know you can just like get it so easy ramp up. And that's like the biggest thing. Like when you pop Crusade, you have a limited window. Any spots open? Maybe. Hold on a second. Chilled. If you got a spot, man, maybe we can get Stoneblood. Let me check. Unless you're good. We good? Okay, got one. Hold on. Stoneblood. We can get you in. Invite. It looks like Chicago's looking for +1. Yes, she looks like. Oh, Chicago's with Chilled? Stoneblood, we can get you in. I'm gonna open up the group. I'm gonna show you where to find us and all that. Yeah. So Boris is ready. So Chicago's with Chill. Okay, that actually makes sense. All right, pass me lead real quick. Pass lead. Yeah, awesome. Alrighty. So what's the group name? So the group is gonna be listed in Raids Legacy. Under Sepulcher of the first ones. We're not actually raiding. It's just listed there so anybody can join. We are on the team NA or regional NA, so you're more than welcome to join us on Blood. But it's gonna be there. So if you just look up 5, like, so if you go like Premier Group, Legacy Raids, and just type in the number 5 in a search, you should be able to find us. That or yeah, if you hit me up. Yeah, gotcha. There we go. Easy. There we are. Did it work? Toss you an invite. Unfriendly. Gotta find us in LFG. Gotta find us in LFG. Cause you, Ali. I'm Horde. Yeah, you gotta have to find us in LFG. It'll be. Let me do this. Let me delist and relist it under Raids Legacy because it may be bugging on my end. Okay. Same thing. Raids Legacy. Type in number 5 in a search. Hit enter. Should be Molten Core called 5V5 1V1 DUELS. Or if you just look up Molten Core and Raids Legacy, you should be able to find us. I don't know how many people are queuing for Molten Core. Although there are some people that are joining us that are like, all right, guys, I'm each of Molten Core. And they're not there for Duels. They just literally thinking it's a group running Molten Core. There you go, my guy. There you go, beauty. There you are. Get at least a couple of rounds here before we actually group up. Now, I should be going and heading over to my group to play with them in a bit. But we can go a couple of rounds here real quickly. Just since we got groups. Unless one of you guys gotta go later or something. Alright, so what arenas have we not done? Did we do Dalaran Sewers? Let's do Dalaran Sewers, man. It's been a while. Last time I complained, I made a big fuss about it. We're gonna stop being all fussy. Gotta be less fussy in my life. Better to bubble at high health to prevent high damage rather than bubbling at low health, try to heal up. Yes, there is definitely like a little bit more of like a context with it. It all depends how you approach it, right? There's more than one ways to skin a cat. To the psychopaths. Apparently they talk about catfish when they say that. It's all about catfish, apparently. But it's something my stepdad used to say all the time. But he was kind of a maniac. So I don't know. You know what I mean? But apparently that's where it comes from. I had to look it up. Who says that? It's not an often said thing. It was like said in a movie or something. Yeah, more than one way to skin a cat. Something I heard all my life from one person. It wasn't common. Apparently some people have heard it before, but like it's super uncommon even in US. But apparently what they mean is catfish, like skin a catfish. The more than one way to skin a cat. Not actually cats, but it was like an absurd movie. Back to the PCIe here. More than one way to skin a cat. Yeah. Makes no sense. Twitch. Parallels did not approve of the idiom. Neither do I really. It was weird, man. Weird back then. Chill Pills is the first up. No, it's gonna be Chicago. First up is an Elemental Shaman versus Majao, which is Boris over on their mage as a fire mage. Interesting. Trying to go for Polymer for the bat. It's gonna be Lava Burst sent in. Grounded on down for Chicago, which is actually a fantastic spot. Freezing Majao in place. Got him so a bit of that combustion. Is gonna go for the trinket either way. They're trying to see if he can burn right through Chicago. Actually doing quite a bit of damage, but the totem does hold him back a little bit, keeping him in the crib for a moment. Big fires coming through either way. Majao does pick up a little bit of health from the Warlock Hellstone. He only gets one. In fact, only just Team 2 gets one because of Diabolical. Chicago trying to get himself a little bit of recovery. Looks like Ring of Frost doesn't do anything. Knocked back, but does catch him in the last, so might be an icebox situation unless he wants to. Unless he's fine. She doesn't. Oh, that shield on an Earthshock. That is so clutch. Wait, maybe he still has a go. You're just trying to see let the combustion, let the cauterize work, huh? That's not to go for the icebox. I feel like maybe icebox it earlier might have been. You canceled that real quick, Majao. You canceled that real quick. What the hell? Hold on a second. Maybe he doesn't have the icebox that heals you. Maybe that's the case. But he's definitely playing with fire. He's playing as fire, with fire, on fire. This man has all kinds of fire. Trying to see if he can back up out of it. Does get to avoid the big blast. Could reverse back to that blink. May want to do it, but the pyro lava burst just does you in. That is right, with Kevin Landis going to be up next, charging out full Crusade already. Not even real Crusade wings this time. It's actually just a Revenge Crusade wings. Does go for the real wings though. Trinket is going to be stabbed up in the totem. Needs to be able to break it. Got him plenty of range for Chicago. Look at the range of a Retribution Paladin. Those Hammers of Vengeance do quite a bit of work, man. Or Hammers of Reckoning. What am I talking about? Big Wake of Ashes to follow. Chicago does get rid of him for a moment at least. I don't even know how he got himself an interrupt there. I think Kevin tried to... Wait, how'd you get yourself... No, it's not an interrupt. I keep thinking it's precog, the thing that gives him a immunity to CC, but it's actually Spirit Walker's Graze, the green stuff under his feet. That gives him immunity to interrupts for a moment. Does have some freezes, knockbacks available. Shamans are generally really good against Paladins because you just got so much control over them. Paladins do have quite a bit of survivability. That's going to be a little bit of healing for Chicago. The more damage they do to Kevin, the better. It's going to be big lasso. Got himself that Guardian Spirit wall available as well. As long as you control and can remove the Hand of Freedom to him, you will be golden. Because the roots, the knockbacks are going to be perfect. Trying to see if he can maybe drop down the totem next to Kevin. Going for that lead, but the Kevin doesn't really have a need for range whatsoever. There goes the Spore Cloak. If he angles himself correctly, could almost knock the Kevin off of the platform. Earthshocks and Frostshocks, a massive totem down, so Kevin is kind of limited unless he just goes down to take down the totem. Doesn't even go for it. Ice Fury could be huge, but a bubble is out. Chicago does get a bit of recovery. Wall is available in case they need to. That is a full Ice Fury. If they're going for Lava Burst, Frost Shocks, and Earth Shocks, that could be a lot of damage right now. Kevin better be really careful here. That's going to be Warcraft for just a second. It's still not completely in reach of Chicago, but does have quite a bit of range. Earth Shocks, Frost Shocks, looking for a bit of that healing. Look for the recovery. Life and last, no trigger for Kevin. Does have maybe a blessing of spell warding. I do see a bop, but he may be running a blessing of spell warding. If that's the case, Chicago just needs to find a way to live through that, then it'll be gold. And knock it back into Kevin, but doesn't go nearly as far as he wanted to. But Kevin really utilizing that line of sight in order to give him a little bit of that approachability towards Chicago. Wants to make sure he always got that cover. Wishing that Chicago just pushes into him. But for Chicago pushing in, is actually not the worst. Trying to go for a bit of the Ice Fury with a bit of a leap. As long as you have Earth Shocks, Frost Shocks does go for the spell warded. Chicago's main goal is not survive. Going for the totem with a wall. Blessing of Spell Warded does make him immune to the totem, though. Might be in a bad spot. Chicago needs to survive here. Has himself a grounding totem. Does not ground his stun. Does go for the knockback. At least give himself a little bit of range. Big Frost Shocks to follow. That is a Hand of Freedom for the Paladin. But actually, maybe Chicago turns it around either way, though. Kevin got himself a little bit of survivability. Needs to get himself line of sight and go for a bit of a reset. Wings are active. Could go for a lot of damage. Needs to go for as much survivability as possible, though. But Chicago got himself a great angle, however. Frost Shocks got himself in a good spot. Ice Fury, lots of free damage. That's going to be a lot of opportunity. Big output. If you go for Lava Burst on top of it, you'd be great. That's going to be maybe Lightning Lasso. Knockback could be huge. Hand of Freedom for Kevin. Just keep moving. Chicago is kind of lowish on health. Big Wake of Ashes does go for the leap. That's going to be mad healing for Chicago. 1 heal, 2 heal. Got himself Guardian back up. May want to use Guardian Spirits as soon as possible. Oh, big Ascendance. Earth Shocks to follow Shield Defenders for Kevin. Needs one more Lava Burst. Could be massive. Oh, Burrow, wait a second. As long as you're careful, burrow up. Kevin, not able to go anywhere. Totem traps him in place. Needs to slay the totem like less. I think it's over. Hold on a second. Does Kevin some way somehow turn this around? No. That's so good. Chicago lived it. The Elemental Shaman, man, is a fantastic spec for duels. I don't think a lot of people really think of them as a dueling spec, but they're really good, especially against melee. They can just toss them around. You got the Earth Shield toss, or rather the Lightning Shield toss, where you do a Lightning Shield overload. You got the Thunder, you got the Roots, you got the Lasso, you got the Leap. There's a lot to work with, plus you got a Fire Elemental that can do quite a bit of damage on his own from a distance. It is actually kind of nice. It is actually really good. Look at those Frost Shocks, he can't go anywhere. It's so nice, man. Buff red. Yeah, exactly. Buff red. Big board for Diabolicals, though. Almost gets an angle to Chicago. As long as you have yourself Tremor, you should be able to deal with it. Lightning Lasso. As long as you avoid the Succubus, you're doing quite a bit of damage. Dia does go in for a Dark Pact. And as long as you can deal with the Dark Pact, you'll be just fine. The Infernal is where Diabolicals is going to go for a bit of damage, but getting knocked way out. Big port leap for Chicago. Unless Dia can get back over to that side of the arena and go for a port or something, he can't really reconnect. A lot of his damage is going kind of out of the window. He still can get himself a decent setup, and he will probably have to play around the Dark Back Shield together with a wall. But right now for Chicago, this is a great situation, man. This is perfect. This is exactly what he needs. Got himself Lightning Bolts, plenty of resources, just hoping to maybe take down the Infernal. Not really taking a lot of damage right now. Buff red? Yeah, dude. Blue's buff red. What are you guys doing? Why is red nerf everyone else? True. Buff my class, nerf everybody else. Exactly. So far, maybe grounding, does ground it. Bonzerfell is having to break it, but it's going to be totem down for Diabolical's kind of trapped in place unless he wants to take down the totem. Reflect is kind of helpful. Open up some portals. Chicago may have to pop a defensive for this one. Got himself mobility while casting. Lightning lasted to follow. That is a bit of a dark bag. Still able to avoid the succubus fairly well. Succubus has not really been able to get a proper angle onto Chicago whatsoever. Does go for that long range intro, keeping the dot onto the succubus as best as possible. As long as you keep a dot on both Diabolicals and the succubus, you're golden. But this incinerates might be brutal. Does go in for the guardian spirit to get himself a little bit of damage. You want to do some damage while guardian is active though. Flame shock is not going to be enough to keep you alive right now. Does need to go behind the pillar, catch himself a little bit of healing. The fire elemental is in play. Mortal Coil though, as Diabolical pushing in, he doesn't even care for his own mobility. He just wants to push in, see maybe he can end the duel right then and there. Succubus could be going in for a big CC. Does get interrupted them. Dia might be in an interesting spot. Gonna be Lava Burst getting sent in. Little burst, but it looks like the totem maybe was able to. Was it totem that took down the burst? Wait a second, maybe Chicago one cans bolt, second bolt to follow. Lots of damage right now. Oh, second bolt does get absorbed into the grounding totem. I thought earlier he grounded a soul fire into the grounding totem, but apparently not. Gonna be down then to that totem. Static totem can't really go anywhere. Earth shocks, frost shocks can be really bad. Bonzerfell breaks out of fairly quickly. Dia doesn't really have much to work with except for a wall. Chicago always has mana though, so you can always go for a bit of a reset. Dia maybe can get himself out of combat. Maybe can start recuperating back a healthstone at least. Lava burst sent in. Oh my god, the amount of damage those things do now. Ever since the buff Lava Burst again, that full Lava Burst combo, if you get all those procs together with Primordial, my god, it doesn't work. Chaos, trying to see if he can catch up to Chicago, is going to be able to at least shatter his soul in order to get himself a little bit more healing, picking up some of the souls. Big hunt to cover that range, but a burrow down for Chicago, unless you get some kind of a knockback or a stun into Chaos. The man doesn't have a trinket though, so maybe that's something you could work with. Roots, Chicago needs a heal immediately. Pronto, what? Hold on, Chaos charged in, but I think it took 4 by accident. No, Chaos! No! I think it was maybe super excited. He was trying to maybe target Chicago, right-click the portal by accident, and down back he went into a full imprisonment of Chicago, able to go for a knockback stun, trinket for the shaman. Does not really get to use that totem to keep Chaos at bay, but still has that Spirit Walker's Grace to be able to give him some movement while casting. Big Lasso, able to stay mobile with that one. Actually, doesn't even need Spirit Walker's Grace for that one. Full road onto the Demon Hunter. Not much you can really do about that one. Fire Elemental joining back in. Wall together with Guardian and everything available. That's a lot of healing, a lot of defense. The more damage you do to Chaos right now, the better. Does get to freeze him in place. Chaos flying up in the air. Do you just fight him? Do you just fight this? No, line inside, just trying to play super defensive. Chaos has no help whatsoever. One Lava Burst should end them. Maybe we'll just Fire Elemental on its own. Hold on a second. This man has no help whatsoever. Stun up to Chicago. Knock back for a second. Does he have anything to follow? Big Earth Shock to collapse on him. And Flexing Bites? Flex Bites. Gonna be the last one left. That's it, man. I don't know if Chicago loses this one. That's a Frost Shocks that is a full set of bleeds though. Unless you have like a Dwarven Rage to remove those bleeds. It is brutal. Lasso, wrangle up the kitty. He doesn't want to trinket. He knows there's going to be a whole team ready to go. Totem doesn't really let him do anything. Tried to go for an interrupt. I think was able to juke it. Chicago had no help whatsoever. Does go for a heal last second. Oh my god, how are you alive? Oh my goodness, how are you alive? Grounding for just last moment, flexing by trying to see if he can get back over there. Zaps coming through. Chicago maybe can turn this around some way somehow. I highly doubt it. It is a feral druid with everything available. Stun on Chicago, knock him back, try to go for root, doesn't quite connect properly. I think it's just all bleeds with a wall. Flex, rotating a wall to make sure there's a guaranteed kill. I don't really know if you needed a wall, but this is a high dampening situation, so I can't blame anybody for walling at this point on. Honestly, it's just something worth mentioning because you may have needed this wall for Light Messiah. Full burst, hoarding, huh? Does it even help you? Hold on a second. I'm not a big fan of you guys using ports unless you're like maybe like an underwhelming dueling class or like some warrior, like an arms warrior, because they don't really usually have a lot of healing. I mean, I guess if you ignore if you entirely ignore second wind and you're blindsided to the idea that second wind exists, then yeah. But like I usually like to keep it like Warlock Hellstones, fine. Port, but sometimes you can definitely create a situation. Flags though, yeah. Once you pop a wall versus Chicago, there isn't much you can really do. It is a rough situation. Chicago does pick up 4 though. I feel like we gotta give Team Chilled another round because either it's a rogue walking in with a 4 or now it's a Chicago's elemental with a 4. Oh man, you gotta give that team a proper shot. I think we gotta go again, man. We gotta go again. I think my group is probably still waiting on me for boulders, but we have to go real game. We have to go do a real one, real quick. Real quick. Uno mas. Let me know, Boris and Nike, if you guys are ready. 20 million to a million healing. Yeah, that's a lot of healing. A lot of it, like, shamans do have quite a bit of self-survivability, man. Chill's looking at the healing. He's just like, you think I'm a joke? You think I'm a joke? Oh, man. Night King is ready. Boris, let me know when you're ready, and we'll get at least Uno mas in here. Hoping for that variety. This will be the last one, though, for the night, man. Oh, chat, did you guys end up doing flex left because you're doing threes? Oh, okay. It's fine then. Yeah, well, with Flex and Boris bailing out, I think we might just have to call it, man. That's 2 bodies lost, unless we think you can replace 2 bodies very quickly. Daya, do you have me on real ID? To whisper me real quickly. How's the group looking? Let the real hybrid classes do the healing, dude. Just gonna sit in the corner with this little death strike healing. Let the real hybrid classes do it. Come on, man. Like, rogues are not a hybrid class, but they heal so much too. What do you mean? I do think it's like they just gotta be a little bit more. Like, Stoneblood never get to play. Never get to properly play. I do want to give this man a proper opportunity here. Only Kevin's get to play. Here, look it on. We gotta push. Fair enough, Boris. All good. Thank you so much for coming by, my guy. Thank you. Daya, I don't know if you in chat or not. Diabolicals. Would you whisper me? Let me know how the groups are doing. If you can get a +2, maybe. Because maybe we could scourge the real ID, get a +2 in here, or maybe get somebody in the chat. I do want to give you guys a proper shot. I feel bad. Stoneblood wanted to join in. Finally got in. We got to watch Chicago play. Wow, great game. We try to pick up a group real quick. Okay, we'll do it like this. Anybody that was in Team Boris with Daya, I got a group up in LG. We'll just try this. Stoneblood, you may have to find us again here real quick. Wait. Why does it say you're in the wrong? You're Taran. Why was the game not letting me? If you want. Yeah. We'll just try it for, like, I don't know. Do we? Blood hybrid was self-killing tank of a hybrid. True. What's the king going once currently, boys and girls? I'd say rogue. Like, if you play super scummy rogue. But if you want like a real answer, rogue is like an all-around good class. Some of the ones I think that are actually better than most people expect. Elemental Shaman is actually an excellent 1v1 class. Arcane Mage, if played correctly, can be an insanely good 1v1 class. Really burst team, lots of good defensives, insane mobility. Like, if you play it right, you'll never get caught, ever. I think a Monk can also be played really well. If you really utilize the mobility, never get caught, they could do really well. I think also Augmentation Evoker generally is solid. It can do well in duels. Warriors are not bad either. If I had to name like one more, like Arm's probably Warrior if I had to pick one. Hunters aren't bad, but I don't know if they're like god tier. Warlocks are really good too. Like, the amount of damage they can do and the control they got is kind of nuts too. This would be the top, but like if you want like literally rank 1, I'd say like if you really play super scummy, Rogue is really good. Rogue is really good. Daya, I don't know if he's on stream actually. Daya might not be on stream. Stoneblood, I don't know. I guess Stoneblood was probably in the stream either in a team either with Night King or with Boris. I'm not sure which one. I think it was Night King, right? Yeah. But yeah, chat, if you guys want to join, I have a group listed. I'll probably keep it up for like a minute, and then I'm probably gonna call it. Let's see how it goes. If you want to join, because we got a team with Night King. He is ready. I got one up and running right now. We'll see if we get bodies, but like it might be one of those like calling at a night. And Blood, you might just have to come back next week, man. I apologize for that. When picking up a classes with dueling, don't look at how good they're doing. Look how many classes they counter. True, that is actually a very good point. It's not about how well they do, it's just how many classes they can counter. If you have a class that counters a good swath of the class kits, you're in a good spot. Like a Shadow Priest is a good class, like an arena, but it's not great at countering classes specifically. It has more counters than say the classes that it counters. I'd say it's pretty good against like casters, but like against melee, it's a little bit like iffy. Windwalker sounds nice. Rogue is nothing for me. It's complicated. Yeah, Windwalkers are really cool. They're very similar to Rogues, but like in a very different light. Very cooldown centric, lots of mobility, and mobility can let you get like a decent amount of like distance from the enemy, plus also good self-healing, a fantastic array of defensive cooldowns, although you have to get really good at rotating those if you're going to be melee, because you do take a lot of damage, but you got a lot of cooldowns to deal with that damage. And you also got really good lockdowns too, just about every minute though. Playing around, yeah, rock, paper, scissors. Yeah, in those specifically, it is a very much a rock, paper, scissors game. That being said, we have seen some players like take classes to a whole nother level, and there's some really cool stuff they can do. But like, experience is definitely, I think, is gonna go a long way. I think classes could do quite a lot in the dueling scene. Experience is something that some people have and others don't, and I think that experience can really go a long way. A surprising long way is the best way to put it. Huh? Wait a second. No, you can't be killing him. Anna's stays hazard. Anna's hazard? Anna's a hazard? He's trying to kill him. Don't kill him. Don't. Stop. Immune? He's immune to an imprison? How? Is that because he's mounted? Don't kill him. He's trying to kill him. I'm trying to keep him from doing that. Don't do it. Don't do it. I don't have a prison for like a minute. He's trying to kill him. Oh, no, he camoed. Where are you? Oh, did he camo? I don't think he camoed. I think he just disappeared. I was trying to make sure he doesn't kill you, my guy. I was throwing that rapid fire from around the corner. He's been out here all day. Dude, always the hunters, man. It's rogues and hunters. Honestly. Dalaran. Dude, I'm trying to keep it a proper 1v1. Alright, chat. It looks like... Ah! There he is! Get out of here! Stop! Stop interrupting the duel! Turtle shell! He's literally scooting! What is this? Dismount him? I can't! I don't have the ability to dismount things. But he's trying to kill this guy or somebody else? Not in prison, though. I thought, honestly, he disappeared, but I guess maybe he just, like... Maybe I can't see, like, players that are super high level. Because I literally couldn't see him. I looked around everywhere. Unless he juked me super hard. Yeah, I have no idea. That or he phased out and phased in or something, which could have been the trick. Who knows, right? Love how escape into argument due to phasing. Yeah, I think, honestly, they gotta fix that. I feel like they gotta fix that. If you, like, PvP, World PvP in particular, you should have consequences. I think you should never get an opportunity where you can just kind of, like... Cash bad side, how about that? What the hell? That is hilarious. I feel like, yeah, they need to just add more consequences to World PvP, man. You shouldn't just be able to escape easily. If you pick a fight, you either win or lose, right? I feel like maybe winners get to go home after proving themselves, but like you shouldn't just be able to just escape that easily. Get out of here with that. Maybe like a rogue that burns through always vanishes and sprints just to try to find a way to outrun, stay in stealth, stay in a corner or whatever. I feel like it'd be more interesting. Please play 5v5s. I think the groups are done for the night, man. I'll try to see if we can put them together. We gotta call it here though, chat. I got a Baldur's Gate thing I gotta get through. So that works out for me. We had a few games, actually quite a few over on the NA, which I enjoyed a lot of these, man. These were a ton of fun. But with Boris and Flex bailing, it looked like we had a group, but I guess that group fell apart. Maybe now they're doing their own thing. So we're done for the night, by the way, it seems, boys. Yo, thanks so much for coming by, man. Appreciate you. More duels next week. Yes. Yes. Add me right now real quick, Stoneblood. Dalaran, hashtag 1340. I'll add you, and I can get you on BNet, and I can hit you up. Add me really quickly. I'll just wait for you for a second. That or my friends list is probably full, but try to see if you can add me. Let me know who you are, just so I can find you real quickly. Red sprinting like fresh meat. Exactly. Started playing WoW on my main character. Have a love him to someone Paladin. Should I create another one? Is there any better character than Paladin? Kingslayer. Honestly, the question is, are you having fun with the Paladin? If the answer is yes, keep playing your Paladin. Paladin is right now. It's first of all, you should play a class that you like, no matter what the end game is like. Secondly, Paladins are pretty good right now. Retribution is a solid DPS spec. It does well everywhere. Don't worry about it. Don't worry, pretty a lot ahead. If you're geared, skilled at red, you'll do well. Prot is also Stoneblood, gotcha. Prot tanking is a solid spec. May not be like what you see in a lot of Mythic Pluses, especially like the high end, but it's definitely not a bad spec. It's far from it. Hanja? I guess Hanja hasn't been around for a while. Okay, cool. I'll make a face just for you, my guy. Stoneblood. Did I have you added before, or was it somebody else named Stoneblood before? Either way, Stoneblood for duels. Here we go. Noted. Holy's also really good as a healer, solid spec. Paladin is fantastic. They got an awesome rework a couple of patches ago. It's a solid spec that can do well everywhere. Honestly, couldn't have selected a better choice out, in my opinion. But also, as long as you have fun with it, that's all that's important. Technically, all classes can do well. It all depends what kind of content you get into. As a new player, don't worry about like super high serious endgame. Focus around exploring your talents, exploring the class, having fun, getting your mogs, getting leveled, trying stuff. You know, let it be a journey of fun and exploration for a good bit. I wouldn't like put your head into like the end game focus immediately. Let that stuff happen organically. You know what I mean? You'll have plenty of time to research the class, research the best builds, research all that, research your gear, everything you need. But honestly, let it be a bit of that fun journey for a good bit. But if you did want like a confirmation of like, or affirmation of like, oh, this is a bad choice, should I reroll now? Am I making a mistake? There really isn't a bad class. But also, if you feel like exploring other classes too, don't gotta drop your paladin, just make an ult, you know, try different stuff. Because maybe you like paladin, but maybe you want something more mobile, warrior, monk, demon hunter, rogue. Maybe you want something that has a bit more hybrid accessibility, like something can get to do melee, but also has a bit of range to it. Maybe shaman will be more speed, a druid, good old mage. Maybe you like something completely different, like Death Knight, which is like an opposite of a paladin. You never know. I say have fun exploring it all, man. Have fun exploring all of it. If you got any questions, man, in terms of like details, you always free to hit me up. I got a Discord. You're more than welcome to join it. Or if you pop in the chat, you got questions, more than welcome to my guy. Yeah, anytime. Chat, tomorrow I think we are... Oh, what? You apparently died in official hardcore? Wait, before I started my official hardcore character, why is he dead? Why is he dead in the character creation menu? Bad like Brian meme right there, I swear. It's so good. Oh my god. Alrighty, boys, thank you so much for coming by. Tomorrow, I think no stream. I think we're coming back Monday, get our weeklies out of the way. And then Tuesday, finally 1017 is here. That's exciting. And then hopefully 10-2 and PTR, man. That's what we're hoping for. Yeah, my respect. Subscribe to you, amazing way of explaining things, loads of things. Yeah, man, anytime you got questions, hit me up. I'm always around, always available. If I'm a little bit late to response, I will eventually get to you. I try to be as cordial, as on point as best as I can. But hey, if you got questions, man, anytime. But honestly, just have some fun. Eventually, the game becomes like mechanics and stuff. Let it be a journey. Let it be a fun experience for a good bit, man. If I could go back and re-enjoy WoW all over again from a new set of eyes, I would, man. That'd be great. But boys, thank you so much. You guys are awesome. Have a wonderful evening. I'll catch you guys all Monday by the looks of it. Yeah? Alrighty. Have a fun one. Peace.